and myself have made the trip to Chickasha. The Boomers taking on the Fighting Chicks tonight, and Dakota should be an interesting ball game. Woodward coming in to this one, another road trip in the district, trying to get their first district win on the season. More importantly, get that first win on the season if they can tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a interesting, good game. I feel like both teams, they've had their struggles throughout the season, and taking a look at some scores, I think this one could be a good game, or it could turn out differently. Who knows?
It's a Chickasha team that comes in at 2-3 on the season, 1-1 in district play. Their wins on the season include Anadarko. They won that one 31-day in the non-district. Last week, they put 49 on John Marshall in a 49-28 win. They do have losses to El Reno, pretty solid 5A squad, 64-24. Marlow, pretty good 3A, 37-14. And Weatherford, 35-15. Weatherford, of course, Woodward saw them last week on homecoming night. Very, very solid Weatherford squad that came into Boomer Stadium. Unfortunately, the Boomers fell short there, 43-0. But Dakota, we're not alone tonight. We're a little help on the Boomer TV side of things. Man on the sideline this week. Last week it was Ely Noble. This week is Mr. Pete Riley. How are we doing, Pete?
Doing great, doing great. We got a windy day out here. Excited for some Boomer football.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to have you on, Pete. And, Dakota, a guy that's tuned in is Mr. Riley to the program. So
yeah.
Definitely get some good insight from him down on the sideline. Pete, you've seen these games as well throughout the season. And it seems like, and me and Dakota have surmised this a couple times on the broadcast, just it's the small things right now for the Boomers that they're trying to get done, those small differences, the penalties, trying to finish drives without the turnovers, and just getting teams off the field on third down. I mean, is that kind of what's been, in your eyes, the difference so far in the season?
Well, definitely. And like we said earlier, it's not that far of a difference from, a great football team and, one that's not winning many games. So we just got to turn up and look at the little things and improve on that, and I'm sure we'll come out with the win tonight.
And that's what we will hope for, of course. And Dakota, this Chickasha team, when we're looking at it back on the film this week, obviously the big difference with them compared to last year when they won is that they do not have Malik Murphy. He has graduated, moved on to East Central University. A heck of a ball player at the running back spot. Was a 2,000-yard rusher for him last season. He's not here this season, but they filled that in with a really good group of guys all around in terms of your skills positions. You're going to see guys like Derek Owen Shells. He's a big-time contributor for him, a senior. Blake Dominguez, a junior on the edge. Kyler Venable, another senior. Bladen Fewell, another senior. These guys all at the receiver position. Owen Shell will move in a little bit to the running back spot. Cade Rayburn, he is back at the quarterback position, a senior, and they kind of have a wild card, if you will, that they'll split from receiver to quarterback, and Jason Kawalia. And he is an absolutely fantastic athlete as a sophomore guy to watch out for. A couple running backs on the offense as well. James Harrell, a junior, and then Logan Palisano, a senior, kind of a bulkier counterpart to Harrell. But because this is a team at the end of the day, big offensive line, good athletes, they can run the ball well.
They lost one of their superstar players, as you would say, but they gained a lot of guys back that have really improved over the summer, got better for the next season. And they've put together a football team, so it's going to be interesting to see what they bring us tonight.
Definitely so. And then defensively with them, at more of a traditional 3-4 look, where you have your two defensive ends, a nose tackle, big boy Jared Zimmerman, going to be one to watch at 355 pounds, the senior, and then a pretty solid linebacking core. A few of those guys, similar names to the offense. Cade Rayburn to watch out for, Derek Owen Shells, as well as Cade Franklin, a senior, and then Justin Cordova, a junior. That's kind of the big thing about this team. A lot more senior heavy than you would think, even though they don't have a ton of seniors on the roster. A lot of them do step up and contribute. With that, we're under 30 minutes before we get underway. Beautiful night in Chickasha as the temps cooling down. It's good football weather. A little bit of clouds as well, so not too hot at all. A bit windy, as you heard Pete say earlier there. But with all that, let's step aside for a first break. And on the other side, I had an interview with Coach Ken Gordon, recapping last week's loss, going over some of the good and the bad with that, and talking about the challenge tonight in Chickasha. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's longest-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire, at 2220 Main in Woodward. Attention, Fall Days Fall Expo exhibitors. Booth space is now available. It's the K101 and Z92 Fall Home and Business Trade Show, and it's coming to the Woodward County Events Center and Fairgrounds October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Now in our 36th year, this fall show features 2 exhibitor buildings plus outside exhibitor space, and will host an extensive variety of products and services, including home improvement ideas, appliances, farm and ag equipment, construction, clothing, communication and entertainment products, ATVs, furniture, automobiles, hunting gear and ammo, plus arts and crafts. Thousands annually rely on Fall Days Fall Expo to see a wide variety and selection of products and services that only a show this size can offer. Booth space is now available by calling 580-256-4101. That's 580-256-4101. Reserve your space today for the Tri-State's largest fall home and business trade show and be part of Fall Days Fall Expo 2023. Coming to the Woodward County Fairgrounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. It's food, folks, and fun with K101.
My name is Dee, and I dream big.
I need a good job to get what I want, so I signed up for DRS Transition.
Are you a teen with a disability?
Get free career counseling,
Work experience,
and a paycheck.
DRS Transition helps us get ready for life.
Dream big.
Dream big. Contact Oklahoma Department of Rehabilitation Services, 800-487-4042, or okdrs.gov.
And joining me now, the head coach of the Woodward Boomers, Ken Gordon. Coach, how we doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
Good, Coach. Good to have you on. Let's talk a little bit about last week, that game against Weatherford. Really, the first half is where I want to start. The defense, Coach, goodness, they seem locked in. I know we've talked in previous weeks about not being afraid of the challenge. Yes, CJ Jackson had a touchdown on you guys, but that was double covered, and there was quite a few passes that you guys knocked away from them. Just challenge them on those routes. You guys were doing a good job, it seemed like, trying to stand up to their tough run game as well. Talk about that first half from the defensive side of the ball for you guys. I know there was a couple of mistakes in there penalty-wise, but overall, how'd you feel about that defensive performance?
I was proud of the guys. We really challenged them, with CJ and with the offense. And I just told them the main thing is I wanted to see them take another step from the week before, and I said we need to come out and start fast. We need to start physical. We need to just play fast and have fun. And I think they stepped up to the challenge. And like you said, the one touchdown that CJ caught, that's just he was the better player right there, And my guys competed, and that's what I want to see them do. And like I told them, you guys should believe now, because that's a good offense you went against. I've seen film where they went up and down the field on people, and we got after them. And so we just need to build on that and just continue to take steps forward.
Now, do you think some of that momentum, because, there was a great crowd there for homecoming, as you know, and the guys seemed amped up, and you had some of the younger guys
over again. You know, so that's what we continue to do. You know, we're going to continue to rep it over and over. And we had a great practice this morning, you know, with the offense and defense. We just went straight to team. And it's repetition, because there's only one way to get better at a team. You have to do it. And so we're going to continue to do that, and they're going to continue to get better. And we're on the back half of the schedule now. We're in the second half, and, you know, we're looking forward to going on the road and getting better, you know. And so, you know, but like you said, at the end of the day, they just got to, we're going to continue to rep it. We're going to continue to teach it. We're going to continue to coach it. And our players have got to, you know, make sure they're acceptable with it and continue to get better at it.
Hey, Coach, speaking of going on the road this week, obviously you guys are taking on the Fighting Chicks of Chickasha. It's a team that, similar to a lot of teams in the district and teams you've seen on the schedule thus far, want to run the ball offensively. They've got size up front. They got at least one, maybe two good running backs in cases and playmakers on the outside. Defensively, you know, again, they bring that size, some of that physicality. What stood out to you about Chickasha on film, and what are you guys trying to do to compete with them this week?
You know, they're overall a good football team. Like you said, you know, they got size up big up front. They have athletes on the outside. They got athletes in the backfield. They have athletes in the secondary. They have really good athletes at linebacker. And, you know, we're just going to have to, you know, go out and just play really good football, you know, and we're going into their backyard, you know, so we have to make sure that we start fast. And we can't have a slow start, because we don't want to have to try to get the momentum back in the first quarter. You know, so we have to figure out how to start fast on the road. And, you know, with a young football team, you know, that can be tough. But at the same time, though, at some point in time, you have to get that mindset that, hey, we're no longer this young football team. We're a football team, and we're a football program, and we're going to get started early. But they're a good football team. They're well coached, and we're going to have to go out, and we've got to play a really good football team to beat these guys.
And finally, Coach, with you, some kind of off the field away, you know, from the coaching side. I meant to ask you this over the last couple of weeks to get to, but, you know, in terms of trying to find the balance, you got a family that, you know, you got two grown kids they're coming up through very important parts of life. Not to say that any part is more important than the other, but, you know, they're really kind of entering that big time developmental phase, if you will. And then, you know, I know you want to be a strong family man on top of, you know, being a leader as a coach. So going from talk about how that's been the change, and then what's been the change in terms of just balancing the coaching life for such.
You know, it's 7 days a week. You know, there's no days off in college. You know, other than if you take a Christmas, everybody, you know, enjoy their family. You know, so that's my time on Saturday, just to you know, because on Saturday I'm playing games, or, you know, we're practicing. You know, so I am with the 7th and 8th grade, and, you know, my daughters. We're a busy family, you know, and you gotta, you know, my wife does a great job of just having a schedule, you know, and she understands, you know, the one good thing about it, you know, being a coach's wife, she understands, you know, what I have to do, you know, and what I need to do, and she's very supportive, and that's the number one thing, you know. But it's been awesome, you know, and you know, you don't have to go out of town, you know, in college you got to go out of town and you got to stay up in a hotel. But here, you know, you're here in town, so I can go, you know, to practice, and I might better get off and cook a couple innings of softball with my daughter, you know, and get to watch my son. It's been good, you know. I'm enjoying it, man. I mean, you know, it hasn't. The wins hasn't been there yet, but I tell you what, it's been fun, and those kids are starting to continue to. But it's been awesome, and my family loves it here, and we're having a good time.
With that, we thank Coach Ken Gordon for his time and insight. We'll step aside, come back, and continue to break down this matchup between the Woodward Boomers and the Chickasha Fighting Chicks. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
Life never stops moving. Between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect, you can lose track of the miles and focus on what really matters, the memories made along the way. Stop in today at 2220 Main in Woodward to see your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire.
Hundreds of Oklahoma teenagers have no family, few options, and often nowhere to turn. But older kids need foster and adoptive families too. The Oklahoma Department of Human Services has hundreds of teenagers waiting, hoping that you'll decide to make a difference in their life. Call the Oklahoma Department of Human Services and become a foster or adoptive parent. You will forever change a child's life and your own.
You've made a big difference in my life. Thank you.
People investing in people. That's what they're all about at Great Plains Bank, because life isn't a transaction, it's a journey. And on that journey, we're greater together. Great Plains Bank has locations in your local area because they're here to serve you. Great Plains Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Certified Healthy Oklahoma is a really important pathway as early childhood professionals in Oklahoma to provide tangible resources for child care providers. Certified Healthy Oklahoma is a mark of quality.
One of our missions is to make our region healthier. And the way we do that is one business, one organization at a time. We're able to get more community members involved and make a change in their organization.
Want your organization to be certified healthy? Visit oklahoma.gov/certifiedhealthy to apply.
When you want the best pricing and no gimmicks on office supplies, furniture, electronics, and gifts, do yourself a favor. Stop by Divine Stationery and Radio Shack in Woodward at 2121 Oklahoma Avenue or call 580-256-7040. Serving Northwest Oklahoma since 1939.
And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs, Pete Riley with you as we're under 10 minutes before kickoff here at Memorial Stadium in Chickasha. Dakota, do want to mention, though, before we get breaking down further on the matchup on K101 tonight, for those of you who are tuning in, maybe trying to find the Oklahoma State game, that is where that presentation is on K101 tonight as they are taking on Kansas State. It's underway. Oklahoma State has jumped out to an early 7-0 lead. And, of course, if you're looking for CJ and the rest of the crew, will still be giving you the scores across the tri-state, keeping you up to date in between breaks, if you will, on Oklahoma State football there. So you're getting the best of both worlds, get some college action as well as still staying up to date on the big-time games going on in the tri-state. Our OK Kitty out at Winoka tonight as they host Timberlake for a big-time Class C clash and a big district game there. So still get your mix of Friday night quick scores as well as a great presentation with Dave Hunziker and his group on the Oklahoma State broadcast, all on K101.
Best of both worlds.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, tomorrow on K101, it's the Red River game. It's Oklahoma takes on Texas. So it's back-to-back days of college football, if you will, on K101. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. Well, as we mentioned before, Chickasha, Dakota does bring a lot of athletes, 2-3 record. Both sides of the ball definitely bring it. And guys, looking at the Woodward side of things, I believe, Mr. Riley, you've got some kind of news on maybe a bit of a quarterback change for the Boomers tonight.
Yep. Well, the Boomers are moving on from Ryan Douglas this week. Cash Carter is stepping in his shoes. And another reason for that move is Carson Medina, wide receiver, is injured with a collarbone injury. So Ryan's going to be stepping in his shoes, and Cash will be playing quarterback this week.
Okay, so a little bit of moving around, Dakota. We saw that collarbone injury last week for Carson. Unfortunately, at least going to miss this week. We're hoping not too much for a long time, but if it is, obviously that is a blow to the offense, and one that, as Pete's mentioned, now the coaches are trying to essentially move things around a little bit, see what they can do to find the best spots to fill in, because Carson has been a huge part of, when Woodward is doing the ball well, he's one of the guys that's the reason why.
And, as Cash is stepping in, or not Cash, but as Douglas is stepping in for Carson's shoes, I'm kind of curious to see what Douglas can do. We've seen him scramble, and he can find a way to work a way around the bigger defenders and get more yardage. So I'm kind of curious to see what Ryan's going to do in the slot.
Well, he's definitely, you mentioned the speed. Definitely could make that transition. Cash Carter, we saw last week, get some reps there against Weatherford, really that second half. And he got, Dakota, you mentioned it last week, it seemed he got more comfortable as the game went on, as he got a few more reps there. First few, plays he ran with him, a bit tough, had some throws there, run, but it started to get better as well.
To your point, it was, like you said, the first couple of times he was either underthrown, overthrown, and as he started to go in that game, Tyler, like you said, he started to find his rhythm, find his targets, got more comfortable in the pocket, trusted his offensive line. So if he can kind of do that and just follow what the coaches say tonight. It'll be a good game.
As we've got our coin toss coming up here for the Boomers, it looks like Ace Long, Peyton Carter, and Ryan Douglas Fisher, captains for cash. Looks to be Derek Owen Shell, Cade Rayburn, as well as the big lineman Cecil Robinson, the center, 10 in there. And we'll wait the results of the coin toss there. But Pete, you've kind of, you know those guys well, the feel for them. They're desperate to be able to start getting that consistency. I know Coach talked about second half of the season, starting to really get things going. Guys should be a lot more settled in. What was the feel tonight coming out to this game for Chickasha with the guys? I mean, they wanted to improve on that first road trip to Cache where things didn't quite go their way. What was the feel with these guys and want to come out on the road tonight?
Right. Well, like I told you earlier, I mean, it's a must-win. Every game from now on is a must-win. I think they're very confident about this game. I can tell, seeing some things on the sidelines, the energy is there. So I could see some quality football from the Boomers tonight for sure.
And Dakota, tying in what Pete was saying there about the must-win mentality, we talked to Peyton and Ace preseason. They said, hey, we want to make this a winning season, a successful one from the jump. So when you're at the spot, you're 5 games down, you're still looking for the win. As Pete's saying, these guys, if you want to make that playoff or have a chance at it, now you've got to really lock in. For you, as an observer in this, what do the guys got to do tonight to be able to find success?
Well, they're looking at a different little offensive setup tonight, so they're going to have to adjust quickly to that. They're playing on the road. They're playing in a place it can be a tough place to play. So they're going to have to play their hearts out. They're going to have to play with everything they got. They're going to have to pay attention to what they're doing. We've had high snaps. We've had fumbles. We just don't have control of the ball sometimes when we need to have control. We have to play our A game. Like Pete said, this every game from now on is a must-win game. And so that's what
Definitely so. And we'll see how they apply that and see who steps up as leaders, right? We've had some guys.
You need to get up on your feet,
Carter,
put your hands together,
those guys
start making some
made a
noise.
very good impact early season, but now you're in a spot where you got to have more guys step up. I know in previous weeks we talked about Ben Cheap being one of those guys at the receiver position.
Yeah.
You've seen flashes. Then you start looking a little bit more like guys like Luke Parkhurst, maybe even to Austin Eckert. I mean, Eckert, somebody like that could just get going for this team. But one thing I think we're trying to look at, Dakota, is how do you defend this big? I mean, this is a big Chickasha defensive line and offensive line in front. So we know that size, that physicality, they're going to bring it. Is it just one of those deals you got to really kind of dig down if you're a Boomer and say, all right, we're going to not get pushed around tonight?
I mean, that's kind of mentality you got to have, Tyler. They may be bigger on one side or maybe both sides of the ball, but mentally you have to believe that you can take them. Like you said, the Chickasha team is big and strong, and we're gonna have to find a way to get around them.
And the Boomers wearing their road white uniforms tonight. Got the white tops, white pants. You've got the gold helmets with the black logo. And then as far as numbers and text, it is gold trimmed and a little bit of black. Chickasha going to be wearing their home purple uniforms on the top. Purple tops, white bottoms. The gold numbers trimmed in white on the numbers and text, and they've got kind of some white caps on the shoulders, if you will, over the jerseys there. So that will be the jersey matchup tonight. If you're watching on Boomer TV, tune in and see that. And of course, if you're listening on Z92, that's kind of visually how things are going. It's turf field here in Chickasha. Pretty good looking facility in that. Got a track down and everything, so it's a great surface to be able to play on. In Dakota, I think the biggest thing is, boy, temps have really cooled down to football weather tonight. We're looking,
oh man, it's like
at best just under about 70 or so right now before kickoff.
It's kind of like you flip the switch, because just a couple days ago it's hot, you're sweating, and then you wake up and the next morning it's cold, and you're saying, okay, maybe I need to go put on a couple more layers.
And overnight lows tonight will get down to about 40 in northwest Oklahoma, in our area, and the Panhandle of Texas, southwest Kansas. Those places will be 40 and below. Metro here in Oklahoma City or close to it is going to be around that mark as well. Not too much warmer and should be interesting for sure as Chickasha is taking the field. Boomers about to take the field themselves. And Pete, we talked about a few keys, me and Dakota there a second ago. Is there anything in your mind when we think about this matchup that Woodward has absolutely got to do tonight to be able to have it?
Well, they definitely got to establish their line. That's been a problem really all season. So if they can do that, I mean, we're looking at a good chance that the Boomers come out with the win tonight.
You know, talking about that line, Tyler, you're going against anywhere from 230 pounds to 355 pounds on that line.
Yeah, looking at the Chickasha offensive line, Ryan Carlson, left tackle, 270. Left guard, Michael Blackstar, 230. One of the smaller guys I mentioned, Cecil Robinson, 310 as a senior. Caden Rangel, right guard, 290. And then Lane Johnson, kind of that quick right tackle at 220. He's not as big, but goes to their defensive line. They bring up Logan Palsano. Remember, that's a running back. He's a stout 215 at 6'1". Jared Zimmerman, I mentioned him a minute ago, the nose tackle, 355, standing at 6'2", a senior. And then the defensive end, Lane Johnson, as well, flipping from that right tackle position. So they're not a tiny team by any means.
No.
And a team that's looking to build off success last year under Coach Joe Mulder. So we'll see how that fares as we are about ready for kickoff. Both teams have gotten to the sidelines, and we're getting ready for kickoff here in Chickasha. And before we get going, I do want to thank some great sponsors with us on Z92 High Plains Tire, gold sponsor of the Boomer Coaches Show, Top Cat Footwear and Accessories, Divine Stationery, Klein Mechanical, Northwest Glass, Great Plains National Bank, and Long Shots Bar and Grill, who is our Coaches Show host. Cannot thank them all enough for their support. Folks, if you're out there in the area, support those businesses as they support not only our ability to bring you this coverage, but the school as well. So we very much appreciate that. The Boomers going to receive to begin the game. Chickasha will kick it off. Kicking it off as well. We'll have some wind behind them in this first quarter. This first quarter, the wind is going from left to right across the field. So it's got a very strong lean as Old Glory is whipping pretty well. But there is the whistle. If you will, cannot kick it yet because the ball blew off the tee, Dakota, as I was talking about the
that's the Oklahoma weather for you. I like it.
Do have one guess probably topping about 30, maybe 35 miles an hour tonight. So should be an interesting twist to the game. Few checks with his guys. Boomers back deep to return. About the 5 ready to go. There is the kick, and it sails into the end zone predictably with the wind behind it. Woodward will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line to begin this with 12 minutes to go in the first quarter as we are just underway. And we will get our first look at Cash Carter getting his first start of the season. Has played in various spots throughout the season, but hasn't drawn the start yet. Now he knows he's got the offensive reins kind of in his hands.
Now we know he can sling the ball.
He has shown it, and now it's about that confidence we talk about, making sure he's ready to roll. It'll be Carter in the pistol, long behind him, quad receivers to the left side, nobody to the right side. Chickasha shows their traditional 3-4 front. Everybody stacked up. Snap taken, a handoff inside the long to get things going. Gets to the line of scrimmage, fights forward for a couple of yards, and that will do it on first down. Gain of 2 for long. A hole there initially, Dakota, but Chickasha closed it up quick.
Yeah, and they were they're kind of happy they closed that gap up. Guys celebrating. We got to open the gaps up here.
2-yard gain on first down makes it 2nd and 8 to 22. In the gun, Carter long behind him. 2 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Man motion across the formation. Douglas Fisher, they give it to him on the sweep. Breaks the tackle in the backfield, trying to fight forward, get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe does before he's knocked out of bounds, but Chickasha was reading that one early and almost got a big loss. Great job by Douglas Fisher to at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
I'd like to see the trick play. Douglas Fisher, only reason he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, in my opinion, Tyler, was because of his speed.
Yeah, used it to break out of the tackle there. Still, it's going to be 3rd and 9. They gave him a loss of 1 officially. So 3rd and 9, Boomers first drive to 11:20 to go in the first quarter, trying to get their first down. Carter in the pistol, long behind him, trips to the left side, 1 to the right. Chickasha almost jumps, and now there is, I think, a false start for the Boomers, unfortunately. See if that is the case as flags do come out. Looks like the refs sporting their pink flags in October for breast cancer awareness, as is traditional. they'll talk it over because it looked as if Chickasha initially had ran up and almost jumped. Let's see what the call will be.
I think it may have triggered one of our guys, Tyler.
I think it has. And
It's going to be offside.
Yeah, okay. Break for the Boomers on 3rd down, so you go from 3rd and 9 to 3rd and manageable at 3rd and 4.
So the Boomers catching a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who sold it. I don't know if Pete saw it down there on the sideline. Whoever lineman sold it, looked like the jump a little bit. So it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Boomers.
I think that may have been Bobby Kirk.
Might have been out on the left side. Carter in the gun, long behind him, trips to the left side, 1 to the right. Carter takes the snap. He's back to pass, rolls to the near side. He's under pressure immediately. Still rolling, has to get rid of it. Finds a man on the sideline. It looks like it's caught initially. Do they say it's in bounds?
They're going to say he's out of bounds. They pushed him out.
Out of bounds. Ben Cheap, the man intended on the target. They'll say incomplete. 4th and 4 for the Boomers. They'll have to punt it away.
It's just unfortunate there. You thought you had it inside, but they'll rule it out.
So Ace Long will be back to punt. Deep to return for the Fine Chicks will be the X factor we talked about earlier. Jason Kwakila, or Kwakila. Goodness, I'm going to get that right. I'm trying to put an I in there. Kwakila. He is definitely an athlete as a sophomore. Snap, long, punts it. This one gets caught up in the wind as he tried to sky high, and that gust blew it back. I don't even think he got to the 1st down marker.
No, I think it got directly at the 30-yard line.
It did.
And that's where they're going to mark it.
So in all, about an 8-yard punt. And that's, again, because that strong wind gust. It is gusting strong.
1st and 10 for your...
So Chickasha takes over, 1st and 10. 11:03 to go in the 1st quarter in Woodward territory at the Boomer 30.
Great field position for the Fighting Chicks. Let's see if the defense can prove a point here.
Cade Rayburn, the quarterback for the Fighting Chicks, will lead them out. Have a receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Rayburn in the gun, man the backfield with him. Now in motion goes Kwakila, and handoff inside to Owen Shell. Will get up to the 20-yard line, taken down there right at the stick. It'll either be a 1st down or 2nd and inches. As they give it a 1st down, a 10-yard gain for Owens Shells on 1st down.
They're going to go quick here.
Trying to run the no huddle. Rayburn, snap, fakes the handoff. No, does hand off to Owen Shell. Boomers have him in the backfield initially. Now he's escaping. He's going to be, yes, a big loss for.
Oh, we got a flag here in the backfield, though. It's going to be between Kaysen Boring, or Kaysen Bourne, I should say, and
Cecil Robinson.
Yeah, maybe a little hand fighting going on, maybe some words exchanged.
As it stands, about a 3-yard loss right now for Chickasha. We'll see where the flag goes. This could tack on more if they call on Chickasha. The officials are discussing. Dakota, you mentioned that was a bit of hand fighting. Pete, did you see anything on the sideline there between them two?
A little bit, little scuffling.
So maybe some words said, some magic words potentially. It looks like they're pointing to Chickasha initially. And Chickasha is backing up, so the Boomers catch a break as it is a personal foul. I should tack on more after the loss. And Coach Mulder not happy with the call and getting an explanation from the official. Official just saying, hey, too much extracurricular. So it'll go from 2nd and 13 for Chickasha to 2nd and long. As the original line of scrimmage had been the 20 before the play. And they'll back it up to the 30.
So the original line where they started the ball.
Where they took over the drive. So, they gave it 1st down. Okay, 1st and 20, so replay it down. Back to pass, Rayburn, quick out, near side, that is caught and immediately taken down.
That's going to be Jake Graff.
Yeah, on the tackle. And then the completion looks like to Aiden
Hamill?
Hamill, yes, the freshman. Solid out there.
6-foot freshman.
Still a minimal gain, 5 yards. Be 2nd and 15. Rayburn in the gun, looks back to the sideline. Has 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left from his vision. Rayburn gets a check. Boomer showing a bit of pressure, takes the snap. Read option time, hands off to Owen Shells. He escapes the tackle. No, Mason Bourne tracks him down, corrals him, minimal gain again, as he'll go from the 25 to the 24-yard line. Good job by Mason Bourne.
Looks to be about 35 from down here.
Third.
Maybe a little less, third 4.
Third 14 as the first down is all the way at the 10-yard line. Would be where the marker is. So Michelle just a yard. He had 200 last week against John Marshall. Busted out big time. They moved him over from that receiver spot to the run back position for some carries. 3rd and 14 for Chickasha. Handoff again to Owen Shell. Has a bit of a lead blocker, some holes, lowers the shoulder, gets down to the 15-yard line, maybe the 16. Not going to be enough for a first down.
Looks like he's going to be about 5 or 6 short, Tyler.
And that's what it'll be, 4th and 6 officially for the Fighting Chicks. Decent gain.
They're going to go for it, though. I mean, I wouldn't blame them. You're in some...
Got the wind behind you, though, so I'm kind of surprised.
Maybe it's just the good field position they have.
4th and 6, 8:40 to go in the first quarter. Boomers trying to come up with the stop. Rayburn and the gun. 3 receivers to the near, 1 to the far. Now checks back to the sideline with the coaches. Boomers again showing a bit of pressure on the edges potentially.
I think they're trying to get us a jump right there.
Snap taken by Rayburn. Back to pass. Going to float one on the fade route to the end zone. Looking for the freshman. That's incomplete. Yes, sir. The Boomers come up with a stop deep in their own territory. Get it back.
That's what you like to see. As you say, Tyler, that wind, he had a good read there, but I think the wind just behind that just absolutely took the ball over.
And Pete, on those sidelines, how's that wind feeling? I mean, you're getting it directly at you.
Yeah, you said about 70 pre-game. I think it might be a little more like 50 with some heavy wind gusts. So,
okay, that's fair. Yeah. Some wind chill on the temperature. But I think the players accept it. So the Boomers take over 1st and 10 at their own 10. Play getting set up to Long, and he zips that one to Long. It's out of his hands, incomplete. Just let him a bit too much, Dakota.
Lineman coming at you. As you said, a little bit of that pressure as well.
2nd and 10 upcoming. As the Boomers go essentially no huddle, they'll look 2.5-hour trips from construction we had to fight through as well. So
got the band here.
Band is here. Trips receivers to the near, 1 to the far for Carter. Chickasha almost jumps Carter, snaps, hands off inside the Long. Long fights back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Gets maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Like to see him lower the shoulder, but man, on the opposite side, Tyler, those defensive linemen, 355 pounds.
And, you know, it's just... You said lowering the shoulder, right? That is his style. He wants to be downhill.
Yeah, he does.
I mean,
he wants to get underneath everybody and try to break free. You know, he has 235 pounds of muscle.
220 is where
220
we're at. Not quite 235 yet. 3rd and 9 for the Boomers. Carter in the gun, Long behind him. Chickasha showing potential pressure. Back to pass Carter. Under pressure immediately. Has scramble out. Rayburn trying to track him down. He'll get there. It's a sack out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 4th and long for the Boomers as Cade Rayburn, it looked like, came almost unblocked off the side.
So Ace Long back out there to punt. Maybe he'll try a different direction in the way he wants to punt it. Maybe try to go for a low one.
Well, yeah, you say low. Keep it to the ground. Try to roll it almost. Or target the punt. Because if you try to kick it up in the air right now, it is going to be caught up in the air. Snap taken by Long, punt away. This one a bit lower, but it is targeted to roll past the 40. Still going to be good field position for Chickasha, but not as a dire situation as the Boomers down at it looks like the 42-yard line. So that's where Chickasha will take over to begin their drive. In all, Ace about a 26 or so yard punt. So 7:20 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless. There's a forced turnover on downs. Chickasha is forced 2 3-and-outs.
So the defense is looking strong so far. Let's see if they can keep it up and possibly get a turnover here.
Rayburn in the gun. Owen Shells behind him. Trips to the far, 1 to the near. Snap taken. Handoff inside to Owen Shells. He's got a bit of a hole. Cuts up to the 30. Lowers his shoulder. He'll finish the run. It's going to be a first down for Chickasha. And Dakota, that's what you got to watch out for. Just giving Chickasha that bit of sliver to work with.
Yeah, and absorbing all that is, I think, was Bowen Morton. But man, you know, he took one little gap, took one little step, and he was free. Good thing the Boomers had him in the backfield to catch him.
Chickasha going quick. Rayburn in the gun, trips to the far, one to the near. Owen Shell flanking. Boomers with a 4-man front backing off everywhere else. Snap taken, handoff inside again. Bit of a hole for Owen Shell, gets over it, fights forward to the 20-yard line. Be a solid gain on first down as the ball sitting on the 28, giving a gain of 8. 2nd and 2 upcoming.
Cade Franklin, number 52, the offensive lineman, making some room for the little man. Man, really just using all of his power he can, and he's using those gaps to the best of his advantage.
It's a very well coached offense. Rayburn, gun, 2nd and 2, trips to the far, one to the near, now checks back to the sideline. Owen Shells still flanking Rayburn. Boomers maybe creeping a bit more pressure, showing the 4-man front still. Fake the handoff, quick screen to the far side, caught, cut enough field, gets the first down inside the 15, slap down there.
Pass complete.
Making the catch look to be
number 11,
Kawikla. So he got the catch and run. First down for Chickasha. As they'll get it up to the 13 official. Gain of 7.
Had a little help there by his receiver, making some blocking room for him to run through.
1st and 10 for Chickasha at the Boomer 13. Rayburn in the gun, trips to the far side, the short side, one to the near. Owen Shell in the backfield. Boomers packed in tighter defensively. Snap taken by Rayburn. QB power. Not going to see much room, but does fight forward to the 10-yard line. Gets a gain of 3 on first down, 2nd and 7. And Pete, from the sideline, that offensive line of Chickasha, how's that push going for them? They are a big group. Are the Boomers doing, what are they doing to try to combat that push?
Well, they certainly are a really big group. Boomers D-line is really doing a good job of getting pressure. But at the end of the day, we just got to tackle the guys in the backfield and hope for the best.
Haven't seen the biggest holes, but have seen a couple, just enough for Owen Shell. Now to go power set. Owen Shell's in the gun by himself with a couple of up backs and a packed in offensive line, one receiver to the near. Owen Shell's just going to take the direct snap, try to short, and does get about, as Pete mentioned, a couple of yards short. It is a first down, I believe. First and goal upcoming for the Fighting Chicks.
And that's good for a first and goal.
The ball's going to be on the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of 8 on the dot for Owen Shells. Same set. Chickasha, 1st and goal, trying to punch it in. The Boomers trying to stop him. Snap taken by Owen Shells. He'll dive forward into the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the Fighting Chicks. Boomers tried to stand tall on that one, but Chickasha just got everybody in tight, Dakota, and plunge forward.
Yep, like you said, tight formation, moving everyone through, offensive line and everyone just working together real well on that drive for Chickasha, and unfortunately resulted in a touchdown.
Under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the Fighting Chicks do take the first lead of the ball game. As on for the extra point will be Fewell. Win behind him. Chickasha missed a man. They'll get him out there. So officially a 6-play drive covering 42 yards. As Fewell gets set. Snap down, ball up, and that one, I don't know if the Boomers got a piece of it. It almost looked like they did, but
almost
the kick
like
is good.
they block it, yeah.
Yeah, Pete, how close was that? It looked like, was that Cooper Lataw coming off the edge?
That was Cooper Lataw. He got a quick start off the edge. Looked like he might have blocked that one, or at least got a piece of it.
Definitely was low, but it's still good for Fewell. So 7-0, 4:45 to go in the first quarter. The Boomers trail here in Chickasha. We'll step aside for a quick break. Listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. Around the world, generations of leaders build new friendships and solve problems, turning great ideas into reality. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
Boomer Football on G92. Wider Top. Pete Riley on sideline, and Chickasha strikes first, 7-0. A 2-yard touchdown run by Derek Owens-Shells. And quickly we're back to the action. Kickoff for Chickasha will go into the end zone with the win behind Fewell. The Boomers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Guys, we're seeing a couple 3-and-outs now. The wind, obviously, maybe a bit of a factor in the pass game. We saw Cash Carter trying to adjust that on a couple screen passes. Run game not quite there yet. What do you think they got to do to get rolling?
I think they're just trying to find that rhythm still, Tyler. I know he's only, been out there for, what, 5 or 6 plays on the offense. So I think they're still trying to adjust a little bit, give him a little bit more time. But here's where you really got to get things rolling down by 7.
1st and 10 for the Boomers. Carter in the gun, long behind. Quad receivers to the far side. Snap handoff inside the long, lowers the shoulder, fights forward to, looks like the 23, maybe 24-yard line. Gain of 4 on 1st down. That you'll take. Sets up a 2nd and 6.
It's one of those plays where you lower the shoulder and you get a couple extra yards out of it. So, he uses it to his advantage.
Really finishing the run.
Sometimes it's hard to get a couple yards when you're going against all that meat up front.
2nd and 6, Carter in the gun, trips to the far side once and near, long in the backfield. Chickasha showing pressure. Quick snap. Out to Douglas Fisher down the sideline. Tries to fight forward, gets past the line of scrimmage to the 25. Maybe not much more to the 26. Gain of 2 sets up a 3rd and 4.
You move the ball up the field a little bit more, and the offense is starting to maybe click a little bit.
Second or a 3rd and 4 for the Boomers upcoming. There. As Carter will be in the gun. 2 to the near, 2 to the far as Ryan Douglas Fisher runs across the formation, long in the backfield. Now it goes back across the formation. Snap taken by Carter, looking to pass, has a bit of time now, chased out of the pocket, reverses field. He's back in his own territory, finds a man short, going forward, diving for the 1st down. Did he get it? It's going to be close. Was that Ace Long coming back?
Ace Long got that. He got that one.
Wow.
They're going to mark him short, though, Tyler. They're going to say
they are
4th and inches.
Heck of an effort
not
from Ace
half
Long.
a yard.
That's really close.
So 3-yard catch by Ace Long sits up 4th and 1. Unfortunately, the Boomers are probably going to have to punt.
Yep, I think that's what Coach Gordon's going to do. Doesn't want to risk Chickasha having another chance at having the ball in some good field position.
As Boomers are ready to sit up and punt, and there it is. Decent punt this time, carried a bit better into Chickasha territory by
the 40-yard line,
right
Tyler.
At the 40 is where Chickasha will take over their own 40. 2:36 to go in the 1st quarter. They do lead 7-0. See the Boomers working with a longer field can stop that power run game.
Second quarters will be going out t-shirts up into the stands. If you want to open your t-shirt.
As it'll be Cade Rayburn leading the offense onto the field. Derek Owens-Shells in the backfield. 2 receivers in the air, 2 to the far. The Boomers will show their 4-man front. 1st and 10. Rayburn puts man in motion. Hands off inside to Owens-Shells. Decent hole. He's got some room to the 40, 35, 30. It's a foot race to the 20, to the 10. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. Derek Owens-Shells, 60 yards, rips it off. Up the gut, bounced it outside, and it's a touchdown for the Fighting Chicks.
Tyler, as soon as he bounced it to the outside, I mean, there was nothing but green grass ahead of him. He just maybe had to make 1 or 2 minor juke moves to get around some defenders, but other than that, he was gone.
That's a lot of speed on the outside. Owens-Shells.
Well, and Pete, we talked about pregame with these guys having athletes. Maybe they don't have Malik Murphy, but Owens-Shells, we mentioned all the receivers on the outside. Any one of those guys could show the speed. They did it there. Extra point for Fewell upcoming in the Fighting Chicks. Kick is up. That one
it's blocked.
is blocked officially, yes. and they're fighting for the recovery. I believe that's dead ball. It is. So the Boomers do get a blocked extra point to keep it at 13-0. But Dakota, one thing they've been able to do pretty much all season long is prevent the big play. Unfortunately, Derek Owens Shells got it going.
Yeah, Tyler, that's a good point. The Boomers have been, on defense especially, have been just finding ways to slow down the offense and make them have those longer drives that take, good Lord, 2 to 3, 4 minutes, sometimes even more than that. But you don't like to see those big explosive plays right there for 60 yards, and that's just an unfortunate one where the gaps were open and couldn't be closed.
And so Chickasha will turn around, kick it right back off. Boomers will be deep to return. It'll be tough to return with the wind behind. Probably a solid kick from Fuel, unless he, for some reason, intentionally scratched it short. Boomers will have another chance here in the first quarter, 2:25 to go.
For the hardest thing to do is pick your favorite color.
As we wait for the official to get set up. There's the whistle, and Fuel will check with his guys, make the jog, put the boot into it. That one sails deep into the end zone for a touchback. And Woodward will have another crack at it, 1st and 10 at their own 20. So if you have to get a first down in this first quarter, been close. Last drive, Ace Long did a great job to extend the hand. As Pete mentioned, it looked like he got it, but not the case according to the officials. And so we'll see if the Boomers could get something going on this drive. Cash Carter escaped pressure pretty well a couple times, and it's going to be Ace Long in the gun to begin the drive. Trip receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Chickasha bringing up some pressure potentially in the box. Snap taken along, looking for a hole, fights forward, gets 2 yards to the 22. It'll be 2nd and 8. We've seen this now, this adjustment by the Boomers to just say, okay, let's get Ace Long the ball directly and let him try to work. Not bad, but sometimes, you know, the defense to see it, they really stack that box.
Yeah, and they tend to catch on pretty quickly. They're on the left. Bobby Kirk had a really good gap there for Ace Long, but unfortunately just chose the wrong hole.
2nd and 8. Carter in the gun, Long behind him. 2 receivers to the near, 2 to the far. Chickasha again, creeping up pressure. Now they'll get a false start, I believe, or an offsides. Sorry. And Pete, is that what that is? Offsides there?
I believe so. I'm not totally sure, but I believe so.
Had a linebacker for the Fighting Chicks creep up to feign some pressure, and sure enough, moving the ball forward. So
that's offsides.
So it'll be a 2nd and 3 instead of a 2nd and 8.
Move the ball to the 27-yard line. 2nd and 8.
Ball will be on 27. Boomers got to get across the 30 for the first down. Minute 48 to go in the first quarter. They do trail 13-0 as Carter will be in the gun. Change that. They're putting Ace Long in the gun, splitting Carter out wide. Trips to the far side, 2 to the near. Chickasha stacking 6 in the box. Long throws the quick screen. That one high, though, intended, I believe, for Ben Cheap on the far side. So an incomplete pass brings up 3rd down.
3rd down, 3 to go.
And Dakota, you were talking about the predictability, right? So the Boomers tried to change that up a bit with the quick pass, but the wind maybe forced Long to dump it high.
That wind has just been trouble ever since we got here.
So 3rd and 3 for the Boomers. Carter in the gun, Long behind him. Trips to the far side, 1 to the near. Trying to get the first down of this quarter for the Boomers. Back to pass Carter. Looking over the middle, takes a shot. That one not getting to Ryan Douglas Fisher. It will be incomplete and 4th down. And you see there, guys, what he was going for. Just a bit of a tight window to try to throw that again with that wind blasting directly in front of you. Hard to really muscle one across it.
Yeah, it just makes that ball die right to the ground. And you would say it's underthrown, Tyler, but I'm pretty sure that wind is really getting
knocked
to
it down, yeah. So the Boomers on to punt, 4th and 3. Chickasha backed up inside their own 40 with a couple of returners. Derek Owens Shells, as well as Wakla. Long with the decent boot, keeps it lower, does carry a little bit, does not get into Chickasha territory, gets near the 50, and a Fighting Chick picked it up.
Scuffle.
Yeah, ball came out late, but they already whistled the play dead. Chickasha will take over in Boomer territory. Looks like maybe about the 48 or so.
No, but hey, good job there for the Boomers. As soon as they saw that one of the Chickasha members touched it, trying to go down with it immediately and try to force something out.
Try to be quick on the reaction.
You like to see the contact.
Like I said, the heads-up awareness. So the Chicks take over at the Boomer 48. It'll be Cade Rayburn in the gun. Owen Shells in the backfield. 2 receivers there, 2 to the far. Boomers showing the 4-man front. Rayburn, quick pass to the flat, caught by the freshman. He'll try to cut it upfield to the 45, breaks out of a tackle, now cuts it to the 40, finishes the run inside the 40, knocked out of bounds at around the 38-yard line. Pete, it looked like the Boomers had him, couldn't quite get to him.
Yeah, couldn't quite finish the tackle there, but nice job getting him down at the end.
It was a jersey tackle to begin with, Tyler, and then kind of slowed him down a little bit, gave enough time for Case and Bourne to get there and tackle him, but unfortunately it's enough for the first down.
First down on the stick by Aiden Hamill, the freshman. On to him a couple times early. Good frame on him. First and 10 for the Chicks at the Boomer 38. Rayburn, we got 2 to the far, 2 to the near. Man goes in motion. The handoff, fake the handoff, excuse me. Now flip it outside. Got him blocked downfield to the 30. Knocked out of bounds again there. And that was Blake Dominguez, the man in motion, getting a little quick pass and then taking it upfield for a decent gain.
He had a good block there by his receiver, Aiden Hamill.
Hamill had just made the catch before, doing it with the blocking as well. They'll stay short of the first down, 2nd and 1, 9-yard gain.
I think they're going to run it here, Tyler.
Under a minute to go in the first quarter, Chickasha leads 13-0. Boomers trying to come up with a stop. As Rayburn checks back to the sideline, now with his line, 2 receivers there, 2 to the far. Owen Shells in the backfield. Snap, right, the handoff option they get to Owen Shells on the outside. Boomers trying to chase him out. And now he finally just cuts that field. Needed just a couple and did just that. Bit of a smart run at the end, and that will get a Boomer down on the near side to us. Looks like that might be, say, possibly Peyton Carter, unfortunately. As they will run on checking, there will be a first down for Chickasha inside the 30-yard line to the 26.
It'll be a timeout for the Boomers here.
And it is an injury timeout, as Pete mentioned. 49 seconds. We'll keep it here real quick. Do want to mention, if you missed it earlier, usually Z92 is the home of the OSU Cowboys. Tonight they are on K101. Full broadcast with Dave Hunziker and crew on K101. And of course, if you're wondering where, well, what does that do with Friday Night Quick Scores? Still got that going on as well. CJ Montgomery and the crew cutting in, giving updates on all the great games going on. The Tri-State, Kate Kinney out in Winoka as they are hosting Timberlake and the region. Jeff Hickman in Fairview for their homecoming. And currently the score there on the Oklahoma State-Kansas State game, if you haven't been listening, 10-7. OSU leading early. Second quarter, I should say, actually, 8:57 to go. So a competitive game, good one there in Stillwater tonight. This is Peyton Carter. He does pop up after some treatment.
So walk back on his own power here.
Yeah, Peyton, goodness. Pete, Pete, did you see what happened by chance there? It looked like he was tended to his ankle. He's limping off a bit, but again, under his own power. It's just one of those deals. Did you see if he got maybe stepped on it wrong or something?
Well, it looked like it might have been an ankle problem, but like I said, he's a little slow to get off, but at the end of the day, walking off on his own power.
So that's good to see. Hopefully a couple plays off and I'll be able to get back to it. Meanwhile, back to action. Chickasha driving inside the Boomer 30-yard line at the 26. They have a 1st and 10. Trip receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Rayburn in the gun. Owen Shells with him. Boomers again continue to show that 4-man pressure. Man goes in motion. Inside, faking the handoff as Rayburn has a hole on the far side, cuts it up to the 20. Now gets a block. That's a hold. It's coming back. Rayburn does get to the end zone, but that was a clear hold. The official saw it on the edge and instantly threw the flag. So that is coming back for Chickasha. Not going to be a score, as I believe that was the freshman, Hamill, on the outside that had the hold.
Yeah, he had a hold there on Jake Graff, I believe, number 9 for the Boomers.
So that one coming back. Chickasha sees it. Now, where the hold occurred, it looked to be past the stick, so be a repeat of the down, but for Chickasha it might be a 1st and 8, 1st and 7 situation. We'll see where they officially mark it. Actually, maybe 1st and 5 or close to that is what they'll go. It's a bit of an odd down situation. That is what they'll do, 1st and 5. As the hold did occur downfield. Rayburn in the gun, trips to the far side, one to the near. It's the freshman Hamill. Owen Shells in the backfield.
Last time he took it on the feet, I think he's going to go in the air this time.
39 seconds to go in the quarter. As Chickasha leads 13-0 in the first. Snap faking the, handed off inside. Owen Shells gets up to the 15-yard line, gets taken down by a couple of Boomers there. And going to be enough for the first down yet again. Gain of,
It'll be a first down.
Gain of about 8 on that one. And it is the first down. So we'll see if Chickasha runs another play. I believe they do have to run one. Play clock down to 23. Clock just winding at 30. So they have to play off first and 10 inside the Boomer red zone. Rayburn in the gun. Trips to the far one to the near. Owen Shells in the backfield still. Now check back to the sideline. Under 10 on the play clock.
Trying to get the Boomers to jump, it looks like.
Down to 4 seconds. They do have to get this play off. 3 on the play clock. Finally the snap. Faking the handoff. Quick out for the Chicks. It's caught by Whalen.
They'll be out.
By Kawakla. He gets knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. We got first down, Pete, over there for him.
It looks like they said first down.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
2nd and 2. So a quick 8-yard gain. Chickasha trying to get back line, get the snap off. They do. Hands it off to Owen Shell. He'll try to lower his shoulder to get the first.
Looks like he got the first down there.
Did he get it or did he not?
It looks like he got it.
That's going to be the end of the first, Tyler.
It is, and they do get the first down, as Pete mentioned. So when we start the second quarter and flip sides, it'll be 1st and goal for Chickasha inside the 10. With that, we'll step aside for break. Come back for the second quarter. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's longest-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire, at 2220 Main in Woodward.
Timeout. All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Memorial Stadium on Z92. Tyler, it's Pete Riley with you as the Boomers trail 13-0 after the first quarter. Chickasha has 1st and goal to begin the second inside the 10-yard line. As Rayburn to the sideline to get the play for the Fighting Chicks. They'll take the snap from the 6-yard line officially. So Shells in the backfield, 2 receivers there, 2 to the far. Boomers creeping on the edges, snap taken, hand off inside. No, tries to draw it out. It's a bad read.
Gets it off.
Throws it to a lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah, 52, and it's going to be a loss either way. And a broken play. Good job by the Boomers to blow that up and read the read, if you will.
Isn't that a penalty?
Oh, yeah. Got a flag. Just was thrown.
Because that wouldn't be an eligible receiver. That'd be 52, one of the linemen. That'd be Caden Franklin, one of the guards. So good point by Pete, as mentioned, ineligible lineman, so it should be a loss on the penalty. And it'll back Chickasha up. Couldn't see, Pete, did you see who broke through first for the Boomers there? As a miss of numbers, it looked like 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, it looked like 3 or 4 of them got him down there, but he got it off.
Somehow, some way did Rayburn. And the officials discussing, making sure they got the right call. So that will be the call, illegal touching if you will, because it was a lineman. Franklin taking the catch. So we'll see how this would back him up. They had it on the 6 originally. Looks like they backed up
back to the 16-yard line.
To the 16, so a 10-yard penalty.
And goal for your Fighting Chicks.
Still 1st and goal. Rayburn in the pistol. Owen Shells behind him in the gun. Trips to the far side, 1 to the near. 4 tight ends in the formation. Boomers Showing a 5-man front. Snap handoff inside to Winchell. Has a hole over the shoulder. Fighting forward to nearly the 5. Gets taken down, they'll say at the 7. And Dakota, again, the speed. You just see anytime Owen Shells gets a little bit of room to build up that run, boy, he takes off.
Yeah, Tyler, talking about that room right there. A gap opened up, and man, as soon as he had an opportunity, he took one step, and he was gone. And then he met a host of boomers, lowering the shoulder and then fighting for some more yards. I mean, the kid's explosive.
2nd and goal from the 7 for the Fighting Chicks. True pursues their side. Oh, substitutions. No, timeout, excuse me. Okay. Timeout taken by Woodward with 11-12 to go in the second quarter. They do trail 13-0. We'll step aside with them for a quick break. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
Are you living with pain and discomfort in your feet, legs, thighs, or butt? It may be a sign of a serious health problem called peripheral artery disease, or PAD. The most common symptoms of PAD are burning, aching, numbness, or discomfort in your leg or hip muscles while walking. A higher quality of life is possible. If you have any kind of recurring leg pain, talk with your doctor. Describe when it happens and how it feels. Go to heart.org/PAD to learn more.
Against Chickasha with 11:20 to go in the first half. And prevent the score, Chickasha had the illegal touching on first down, got the 10 yards back. A powerful run by Derek Shells. And now the timeout. We'll see how the Brewers crunch it. Early timeout for them. They're interested to go to Burns one there, maybe trying to get his guys in a proper set or a proper series of calls, if you will.
Looks like they're going to have... I saw a guy run on late from Woodward, maybe Levi Harris.
Yeah, it looks like maybe add a bit more meat to that defensive line. That front potential to creep up for more. Rayburn and the gun trips to the fall, one to there, and Shells in the backfield. Man in motion. Fighting Chicks face the pass, and it's a good stop by the Boomers as they get Owen Shell locked up there at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard back to the 8. So 3rd and goal for Chickasha.
Yeah, bringing him back is going to be Peyton Carter getting back out on the field. He must be feeling a little bit better.
It's good to see. Saw him moving the ankle issue earlier. Like Dominguez as the motion. So 3rd and goal. Boomers trying to stand tall. Rayburn will be in the gun. Trips to the far one to the air. Shells in the backfield. Threatening pressure.
They're trying to make us jump here, Tyler.
Yeah, trying to get them on the hard count. There was this time not jumping. Good job last week. That was an issue. But now a timeout taken by Chickasha. So a bit of a chess match going on, guys.
And a little injury report here for the Boomers. Lute Saleh just went to the locker room holding his eye. I think he got poked in the eye or something like that. Something to look at, though.
Ooh. So tally down. He'll see some action on the outside. As far as defensive back, Mason at receiver at times, so they'll get that taken care of. That Dave Pete there. And that's always rough. You get poked in the eye. It's a little tough sometimes to go.
Yeah, it hurts. For sure. I mean, that's the only thing you can describe it as. Is it just flat out hurts.
It does. It does. So in the in between. Interesting situation. Woodward burned the timeout before the 2nd down snap. Came up with a good stop. Read what Chickasha was doing. Contained Derek Owen Shells. Now Chickasha tried to get the Boomers to jump to get them closer on this 3rd down because they are at the 8. But to no avail. Chickasha burns timeout. Each team has 2 left. Dakota, if you're Woodward, are you watching out for a little bit of trickery here, maybe a jet sweep type option, or are you just expecting kind of a traditional up-the-gut carry?
To be honest with you, I think they're going to go up-the-gut carry. They just have so much size up front that they can open gaps, and they'll have enough room to open gaps for a touchdown right here if they play it smart.
The smaller back, the junior, James Harrell, and running back alongside Rayburn. 2 receivers to the far, 1 to the near. Actually, excuse me, trips to the far, 1 to the near. Rayburn Seeing pressure of the Boomers, takes the snap, he'll roll out, looking to pass the far side, floats, has a man. Does he get to the pylon? He does. It is a touchdown, as you heard Pete right there saying it. He had the direct line of sight on it. Boomers got beat on just a bit of a, what they call an out route, a short out route. Justin Cordova, the one able to get to the corner and just get enough space to get to the pylon. It's a touchdown for Chickasha.
Right in that outside edge, Tyler. They've been doing it all night long, and it continues to work.
So the Fighting Chicks on the board in the second quarter to add to their lead. With the extra point upcoming, trying to extend it to 20-0. Almost came up with a stop, but they went with the rollout, found something. Well for the extra point, has the last one blocked. The Boomers this time can't get there. And the extra point is good. So 20-0 with 10-20 to go in the first half. Boomers will get it back this time to win. Will be with them though. That is a positive. But again, Dakota, that's now an adjustment if you're Cash Carter.
It is. Man, you're going against it, going into it. It's a hard life for Cash Carter.
It's tough to work with. That drive officially for Chickasha, 10 plays, 48 yards. There's some penalties in between mixed in. As we'll see how the Boomers respond now. Run game at times has found a little bit of success. Pass game though just hadn't quite been consistent. We talked about the pregame with loss of Carson Medina, guys. Having to move around a little bit, trying to find some momentum in that group. They've tried to hit Big Chief a couple times, haven't quite found him. They've tried to get out in the flat, even to Ryan Douglas Fisher, who's moved from the quarterback position to the receiver side of things. Just haven't been able to find that consistent group yet. Haven't had any turnovers, but obviously with the wind against you,
it's been the
quarter, it still set up some short fields.
It's been an uphill battle for sure.
We'll have to watch to see if this is a return.
They're going to have, it looks like Colton Moore and Douglas Fisher in the back.
Yep.
To receive for the Boomers. Interesting.
Douglas Fisher will be on the far hash, more on the near hash, lined up inside the 10-yard line. Really see how Fewell's boot is here with the wind blaring against him. If you're an up man for the Boomers, you got to watch out too. As the ball comes off the tee again, so that's 2 on the night. Probably get a counter going on that. It's going to happen a couple times. There's the whistle. Ball stays on the tee this time. Fewell with a high kick. Fair catch called for by the Boomers. Nice job by Dawson Eckert to come up and make the catch and give the Boomers possession on the plus side of the 30-yard line. Decent starting position at the 31. 10-20 to go in this first half. Now you got to try to find an answer. See how it goes for the Boomers. It'll be Cash Carter leading the offense onto the field, freshman. His first start of the season. Again, had seen action in previous games, but hadn't started yet. He'll be in the pistol, long behind him. 2 receivers to the near, 2 to the far. Chickasha putting 6 in the box. Man in motion is Douglas Fisher across the formation. They hand off inside the long. He is tackled
for a loss there.
Yeah, on the end was Palisano, the second running back, or third running back, if you will. The stout defensive end comes up, gets first contact. And Pete, it looked like he was just an unblocked guy off the edge. Was that the case? It was actually a long loss of yard to the 30. Did not get much forward progress. 2nd and 11 for the Boomers, inside 10 minutes to go in the half. Carter in the pistol, long behind, trips to the near, 1 to the far side. Carter looking to pass, throws it short to Douglas Fisher, and that's not there. Incomplete, as Douglas Fisher would have been, it looked like tackled pretty quick, Dakota, had that been the completion.
Yeah, he had a guy kind of already wrapped his arms around him. As just unfortunate there, Douglas Fisher didn't see the ball in time to get it.
3rd and 11 upcoming for the Boomers. Now you got to try to convert on 3rd and long. The trips receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. The nearest is Mason Ward. Long in backfield. Carter in the pistol look. Chickasha again showing 6 in the box. Carter back to pass. Has some time initially. Now a bit under pressure. Rolls out to the near side. Still looking. But trying to cut upfield, and he is surrounded there by a couple of Fighting Chicks, knocked out of bounds. Loss of about 3 or 4 on the play. Chickasha is getting to those edges quick.
That was going to be the senior Owen Shells, Tyler, on the tackle there on Cash Carter.
Again, showing the speed, one of those guys that goes both ways for the defense, plays the inside linebacker position on top of his running back position. So Ace Long will be back to punt on 4th and 14 for the Boomers.
They're going to tell the Fighting Chicks to back up for this one.
Yeah, the wind will be behind him. Long gets snapped a bit high, corrals it, puts boot into
nice
it, almost
punt.
got blocked. It is a decent punt, carrying to the sideline.
Oh,
bounce
wow.
Inside the 20.
Inside to
nice
the 15, punt. Tyler. Maybe the 16-yard line.
Got to keep in mind that win. That's a serious advantage in the punt game.
It is. And we see the flip-flop. And, Pete, you saw it field level that first quarter. It was really tough for Ace to be able to find the right move. But when you got the one behind you, you let fly over. As that will be at the 16, as Dakota mentioned. So Ace took the snap at the 15 and flips the field to the opposing 15 for Chickasha. That's going to take over 1st and 10. 24 to go in the half. Again, Dutro 20-0. Going to have to find a play, maybe all defensively here to go. Been able to generate some turnovers with the research, just haven't been able to capitalize on it.
See if we can get the confidence going here with maybe a stop.
Rayburn in the gun, trips the far, 1 to the near. Handoff inside, it's going to be the Herald's. Got a bit of a hold, some blockers out front. Cuts the 30 and steps out of bounds just past the 30-yard line. So they went with Owen Shells in the first quarter, come out with Harold in the second quarter, and he gets a first down early.
Aiden Hamill, again, making room for his running back.
So it's a 16-yard gain on first down for Harold. Fighting Chicks up to the 32. It'll be Rayburn in the gun, trips to the far, 1 to the near. Harold in the backfield. Boomers packing in tight on the defensive line, 4-man front. And we'll go in motion. They'll fake the handoff. They'll flip it out to him. He's going to have to make a Boomer miss. On him is Colin Bourne. Bourne going to be able to ground down near the stick. Does not gain anything. Gets back to line of scrimmage, if that. But a late flag comes down. Pete, what did you see? Where'd that flag come from? It was right on the Boomer sideline. Maybe, and it looked like a bit of an awkward tackle. Could tell maybe a bit of a face mask came in there. They're discussing it. I hope that's not the case, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Got to give credit, though, to Colin Bourne for sticking with his man all the way to the outside of the edge on the sideline.
Chickasha is backing up, so it looks like it is.
Not sure what the call is here.
Yeah, I mean, Pete, I didn't see anything to note. Did you see anything to note down there? Was a word maybe initially a face mask, but it looks like not the case. So there you go. It is on Chickasha official. I think they're not sure what they're reset on. They were trying to reset the clock or not. But it does back him up a bit longer. Offensive face mask. It was face mask, just offensively interesting.
Not too many times you're going to get that case going on out to the sideline when you got 2 guys on top of you, but hey, we'll take it.
Should be a 1st and 15 now. After the run. It's Rayburn in the gun, trips to the far side, short side, 1 to the near. Harold still in the backfield. Back to pass. Is Rayburn going to the short side, floating one high. That's incomplete.
Almost picked there by Cooper Littall.
Had Cooper Littall in the area and Mason Bourne come over as well. Boomers force the incompletion. It'll be 2nd and 15. The intent to target Kyler Venable, the senior. You can tell Dakota Rayburn really trying to put something into that.
Looked like after he got that tip, it looked like maybe the wind may have got a hold of that ball and took it to the ground a little bit faster. Maybe Cooper thought could have had an interception there.
8:54 to go in the half. Boomers trail 20-11. Chickasha trying to drive. 2nd and 15. Rayburn takes the snap, hands off inside. A Boomer gets to him in the backfield.
There.
That's Bowen Morton, it looks like, number 29.
Bowen came across and found.
Way to do it.
And Pete, was he untouched? That's what it looked like. Just busted through one. As that was Harold that took the carry. And he lost a few more. They're inside the 25 now to the 24. So it's a 3rd and very long, 3rd and 18, they'll say. to the gun, trips the far one to the near. He'll take the snap, looks past, they're going with the screen back to Owen Shells. And Shells has some space, has a block up to the 40. To the 45, gets knocked out of bounds just past the 50-yard line. A well-designed play from Chickasha. Tough one to defend, Dakota. It looks like it's going to be a handoff. And then Owen Shells just bounces out for a little quick screen. All of a sudden, you don't have anybody out there through the movers.
Tyler, you said it perfectly. He bounces out because a gap opens up, and he is gone. Mason Bourne kept with him all the way to about the 50-yard line before he initially knocked him out of bounds.
Officials having a conversation, it looks like, with Owen Shells. Not sure what the conversation is. They marked it up into Boomer territory at the 48. So it was a 28-yard game. Not sure what the officials...
Well, we're going to have an official timeout here, it looks like. We've got a player running all the way back to the
It's Rayburn right back.
10-yard line, 12-yard line.
Maybe lost a
mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing I can think of. So the game stands. It's a 28-yard completion. It's on the short screen.
That's who they were talking to. They were trying to figure out maybe where his mouthpiece was.
That is the case. He doesn't have to come off. Does he have to come off the field this question? Doesn't look like it.
Nah, they'll let him play.
1st and 10 for Chickasha at the Boomer 48. 8:06 to go on the half. Trips to the far side, 1 to there. Rayburn in the gun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, going to try to run himself. Sees some pressure in the backfield. He'll be dragged down. That's
going to be Peyton Collier, I believe, number 37.
Getting the big tackle. Young man stepping in there and making the play. As it's a loss of 3 officially. It'll be a 2nd and 13. They try to go with the QB power after the fake handoff. Nothing there for Caden Rayburn. But we're starting to read that a bit better. But now on these 2nd and long, 3rd longs, you got to continue to get the stops. Rayburn in the gun. Trips the far one to the near. And the backfield is Harold. Shells looks like he stepped out for a play. Rayburn back to pass into the one, goes to the short side, stop route. It's caught by Venable. Venable cuts it up to the 40-yard line, going to get back a lot of yards to get near the sticks, but not a first down. Gets to the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
There on the shoestring tackle was Cooper Lataw. They'll go quick here.
They do, and they try to hand off inside to Harrell. I think he just got enough. Pete, did he get the first? It looks like he did.
I'm not sure. It looks like he did.
Just got to. Dakota mentioned they were going quick.
Yep, don't move the chains here.
Wrapping him up first going to be Peyton Collier, and then to finish him off is going to be the Vanilla Gorilla, Peyton Carter.
So 1st and 10 at the Boomer 37. As you mentioned, just got the nose of the football over the first down mark.
Vanilla Gorilla, eh? Pretty good player.
That's what he goes by. Yeah.
That's what he likes.
To go in the first half, Chickasha lead 29. Boomers trying to come up with a stop on this drive. Rayburn at the gun, takes the snap, ride the handoff out. We'll give it to Harrell. Harrell on the far side, has some space, cuts it to 30. Another block, good shoestring.
Looks like it might be Jake Graff at the tackle there.
Graff, as you heard, on the tackle. Did a great job to cut back, to cut off Harrell. He was trying to cut back on the outside. Still, though, gain of 9 for Harrell on first down. So 2nd and 1 set up for Chickasha.
And they're going right back to the outside edge, Tyler, using that sideline to their advantage with their big blockers they have.
Trips will be on the far side, 1 to the near. Rayburn in the gun, Harold in the backfield. Just packing a bit tighter on the defensive line. Man goes in motion. They'll hand off inside to Harold. He'll bounce across the first down marker inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. As it is a gain of about 5 and another first down for Chickasha.
It's going to be Jake Graff and Peyton Collier again.
You're making some initial contact, but again, Chickasha just finding some of those holes to go in key situations on these blocks. 1st and 10 at the Boomer 23 for Chickasha. They're in the red zone now. 5:45 to go in the half. They've gone on about a 4-minute drive at this point. They're play number 11. As Rayburn checks back to the sideline, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. Rayburn stays in running back to pass. Rayburn looking quick. That one,
and it's a pick. It's a pick. Colin Moore with the interception.
Colin Moore, as you heard it, with the pick for Pete, catching it on the sideline, juggled a little bit, and a flag comes in late. Some encouragement for the guys. Big play by Colin Moore to come up with the pick. A tough one, but got it. Let's see what the flag is late, because that was as it was going out on the sideline. Not sure what the flag would be. For now, it looks as if the Boomers will take over at 26.
That's going to be a face mask on.
I believe that's on Chickasha.
Yes, it is.
So I'll move the Boomers up. Should move the Boomers up.
I almost said Newcastle there.
That was a few games ago.
Yeah, I know. Quite a few games ago.
Yeah. So they got a face mask on Chickasha for trying to tackle Colin Moore out of bounds. And Pete, you had a better vantage point of it. It looked like Colin broke the route. Did he kind of juggle that, hop-tail that a bit?
Yeah, looked like the ball was tipped before he got a hold of it, but really a great job. And that's a freshman, too, making a big play.
Yes, sir. He's had a couple of those on the season now. He stepped up and made those plays. Good instincts he's showing. The Boomers will take over 1st and 10 at the 41, and back to pass. Cash Carter under pressure, has the scramble, trying to take off. That he does, and gets a few yards for knocked out of bounds. But I mean, it looks like that pressure is coming quick right now for Carter. He's trying to find somebody deep, but Dakota just doesn't get a whole ton of time. Gets a couple seconds. That's about it.
No, but gotta give Cash Carter credit for getting himself out of a little bit of a messy situation there. It looks like he was initially going to be possibly sacked for maybe 3 or 4 yards for a loss, but he finds something out of nothing.
Did gain 1. 2nd and 9. Carter takes the snap, hands off to Long. Long going to get chopped down at the line of scrimmage. Tried to cut it upfield, but man, just not much doing. And he's a little slow to get up, unfortunately. That was a bit of a rough tackle. As it just caught him at the ankle. He does get up. Going to come off for a minute, though. It's one of those that might take the breath out of you a touch. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. They're just trying to drive, but they face a 3rd and 10. They gave Long a loss of 1 official. Carter will be in the gun. Stinnett in the backfield as the running back. Trips to the near side, 1 to the far for the Boomers. Chickasha showing about 7 minutes.
That's a penalty.
We get a jump by the Fighting Chickasha. Is it on the Boomers?
It's going to be an official delay of game on the Boomers?
Okay. That was a quick delay, but that's what they say. So we're back to 3rd and 15.
Interesting.
And guys, that may be a bit of confusion because, you know, Ace had to step out, so you had to find a guy to step in. So 3rd and 15 now for the Boomers. Got to get into Chickasha territory at the 49 for the first. Carter in the gun. Trips to the near, 1 to the far. Back to pass. Has a bit of time. Now he's going to flip it over the middle. And, oh, the receiver got knocked down. No flag called as there was a collision, it looked like, between Ben Cheap and for the Chicks. That was Keith McPherson. The officials let it play. They'll say just kind of incidental contact. And it's going to be 4th and 15 for the Boomers.
It's unfortunate there, Tyler. You thought you maybe they got away with one, but officials see it differently.
Pete, what'd you see down there on that one? That was, it looked like, I won't say dirty, but there was definitely contact. Did they just collide type of thing? Is that why there's no?
Well, when Ben got up, he was looking for the call there, but all in all, couldn't reel it in.
So I got you. Unfortunate. So the Boomers will have to punt it away. 4:15 to go. The snap's low. Longs had to pick it up himself, trying to run for it as he couldn't get the punt off. Gets a couple blocks upfield.
Oh my gosh.
To the 50. He's got to the 45. He's got
space. He's moving.
He's got the first down. No flag.
Holy smokes.
It's just like now late flag comes in after the play, but for now a huge gain. Ace Long making chicken salad out of I don't know what there, Dakota. That was incredible.
Man, you talk about an unfortunate turn of events that happened that turned into a miracle.
That it did. We'll see what the flag is. It came in to look like after the play.
Chickasha saying it may be on the Boomers.
But that should be a personal foul.
Yeah.
Which still result in the first down regardless. So the Boomers have found new life. After Ace Long, the snap was low. He knew he couldn't get it off punt-wise.
Not sure what the call is.
I am absolutely flabbergasted right now of what just happened.
For now, it's on the 32. Not sure what the hands behind the back call is. Still a first down, though, for the Boomers. It's a new one, I believe. Kate Kennedy told me about that. I forgot about which one that is.
We actually had that happen earlier on this season.
So 1st and 10, we'll call it a large game for Long. It'll be Carter in the gun, back to pass, empty set, has a bit of time.
Chuck it up.
Go deep.
Ben Cheap.
Going for Cheap, as you heard. The catch, can't get it, but a flag comes in late this time. it might be the defensive pass interference.
I'll tell you what, that was in Ben's hands.
And Pete, there was some hand fighting going on there, it looked like, on the route. Let's see what they do. And you said it. It was in Ben's hands. Couldn't haul it in. Tough catch, so a tough adjustment. It looks like the Boomers are moving up. They look like this is going to be a defensive pass interference. We're waiting on the call official. Now the Boomers moving back a touch. Pete, did he get knocked out of bounds? Nope, defensive pass interference. Okay, I was worried maybe about illegal touching, but not the call. So it is pass interference. It'll move the Boomers up more. So it'll be in the red zone. Yep, in the red zone for the first time at the 17-yard line tonight. 3:50 to go in the half. Chickasha lead 21. Boomers trying to cut into the lead. It's Carter in the gun. 2 running backs with him. Trips there, 2 to the near, 1 to the far. Carter takes the snap. He's going to try to QB power it. Has to try to cut it back. Breaks out a couple of tackles. Still fighting forward.
Another penalty flag.
Comes in. This might be in the area of holding with where this one came in. He might be giving back some yards. As Carter did all he could to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, but it was a mess on the line of scrimmage. Sure enough, going to be on the Boomers to back them up. And Pete, that Chickasha defensive line, any run attempt right after the Boomers is ferocious. I mean, what's going on? Are they just bull rush to the Boomers? Is there any moves they're putting on? They send in extra guys? What are you seeing?
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of stopping us, and but we're in red zone here, so we'll see what happens.
See what they can do. Unfortunately, you do back it up on first down. First of all. So you go from the 17 to the 27. Carter in the gun, long in the backfield. 3 receivers to the far, 1 to the near. Carter rolls to the near side, looking pass, has a man on the single side, fires it. Too much of a dart. That was to Ben Cheap, and that had some heat on it.
Tyler, you're right on that one. That one was just coming absolutely too fast to catch, in my opinion.
He loaded up. Has the wind behind him, so that increases the forces. As we're still gusting pretty strong, it looks like. Memorial waving over Memorial Field, or Memorial Stadium in Chickasha. 2nd and 20 upcoming for the Boomers after the incompletion. Trips receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Carter in the gun, long behind him. Chickasha showing their traditional 3-4-5 as they creep up some pressure on the edges. Back to pass Carter. Seeing the pressure coming, tries to float over the middle, looking for a man. Oh, knocked down. Yeah, it's been Cheap. Leaped for it, Dakota. Maybe looking for the one-hander. Couldn't pull it in.
I thought he may have had it there. Unfortunately, dropped it.
Pete, it looked like full extension for Ben there. How close was he to bringing it in?
Really close. Just couldn't get a hold of it at the end of the day.
Had it on his glove.
I think that's 3 straight targets for Ben Cheap.
It is. That's good note. Trying to get him going. 3rd and long for the Boomers at the Chickasha 27. Carter in the gun, 2 to the near. Man goes motion across the formation. Douglas Fisher back to pass. Carter has some time. Now sees some pressure. Floats over the middle towards the end zone. It's not there. Just incomplete.
Unfortunately, Tyler, that one was just a tick underthrown.
It was. Looked like maybe had a receiver breaking. Pete, who was that breaking over the top?
I think they'll try a field goal here.
I mean, you're in range. You've got the wind behind you. We know Ace Long has the foot.
I say go for it.
On a normal day, with that wind behind you, you definitely got a chance.
Try to put some points on the board, Tyler.
From where he will kick this, it'll be a 45-yard attempt. 3:16 to go in the half. Boomers trying to get on the board, trying 20-0. Long line it up for him. Snap would be a bit high. Nice corral. Long puts the boot up. Not going to be on target.
Low left.
As it was a good job to make sure to corral the high snap by the holder, but it forced Long into a quick kick, and he pulled it a bit, trying to get it off. 45-yard field goal. No good for the Boomers. So Chickasha will take over. As the Boomers can't quite get on the board. 3:12 to go in the half. Looks like Chickasha takes over at the Woodward 27. So a bit of a Dakota almost a missed opportunity, you could say, but tough there.
Yeah, just
some discussions down here, guys.
Uh-oh.
What discussions we're having with the officials? Is just kind of some clarification stuff? Not sure what the discussion is, but as it stands, as we mentioned, Chickasha will take over after 27 after the missed field goal. We've got 2 timeouts to work with, 3:12 on the clock. Going to go kind of in a near 2-minute drill, but not a quite full 2 minute.
I think they're gonna.
I think they're trying to figure out the spot of the ball is what the discussion is.
I think the Chicks here are gonna use every bit of time there is left up here in the first half.
Right. Not sure what the Boomer coaches are wanting to get clarified, but they're wanting something clarified with the officials. So we're still waiting to settle things. As now, Chickasha, Coach Mulder will hear from the officials. Yeah, not quite sure what it is. Oh, okay. They're discussing, as we thought initially, the spot. They're trying to figure out Chris Godwin on the call. And we shout out to him as far as it's a new rule where basically if he goes past the end zone on the miss at the 20 instead of the spot miss. So it will be at the 20 instead of the 27. Look at that. Chris Godwin producing and quick on the notes. We call him the crack research staff. How about that?
Bam, bam.
So first and 10 for Chickasha at their own 20. Rayburn in the gun. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Orange Shells in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him up the gut. Tries to find a hole. Not much doing, though. The Boomers are going to get him at the line of scrimmage.
Runs into a brick wall, Tyler. Oh, and he got a flag. Maybe
somebody said some magic words.
A little too much jawing going on.
It was a 1-yard gain by Orange Shells as he did get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, who said the magic words? Unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh,
Chickasha. And on the Boomers.
Oh, so they're offset.
Yep. You just replay. So it's like the previous play never happened. We'll get first and 10 again. Those plays offset replay down. So drawing going on inside there on the offensive defensive line. Cecil Robinson, the big senior for Chickasha, John with a couple of the Boomer linemen taking to it. So wipe the play off the board. First and 10 for Chickasha after their own 20 under 3 minutes ago. Rayburn in the gun. 2 receivers on each side. Orange Shells will get the handoff. No, Rayburn will keep himself on the edge. Has a block. Gets up to the 25. Tries to cut up to the 30. Does. Move. Gets to the 35. He's got the first down. And Kate Rayburn making a couple guys miss and comes up with a 16-yard gain. That was a big first down there. It looked like Dakota, they were trying to hand that off and they fooled everybody. And Rayburn had a couple of key blocks on the outside.
Just unfortunate that they got past him, but that's going to be Mason Bourne and Kaysen Bourne. I believe they're on the tackle.
After all 36, the Chicks first down. 2 receivers on each side. Same formation. Handoff this time to Harrell.
Oh,
Harrell's got a big hole across the 50.
They get him down. That's Cooper Dahl.
Yep, down into the 43-yard line of Boomer territory. And so the Boomers, Dakota there, tried to cover the pullback, but leave the hole for Harrell, and he busted big.
Man, he is just too quick for the Boomers. They're going to have to find a way to close the gaps.
To the 39 and Boomer territory, 27-yard gain for Harrell. First and 10 for Chickasha. Hand off again to Harrell up the up. This time runs into the wall, fights forward for a yard, maybe 2. I think they'll give him that. He'll stay second and 10.
It's going to be Levi Harris he runs into.
Harris, the big man, made some plays last week. Getting in there again. So Shells the run back now. Rayburn will be up. 2 receivers to the far, 2 to the near. Minute 57 and count down to go in the half. Chickasha trying to extend their lead. Rayburn back to pass after fake handoff under pressure.
Get it off.
Finds
Shells
short, and it's dropped. Yep, as Pete had it there. Looked like almost maybe another pick as well, Pete. He's trying to come up. Couldn't tell which linebacker for the Brewers.
So 3rd and long.
3rd and 10 upcoming. Try to make a stand under 2 minutes to go in the half. Force Chickasha into a 3rd and long at the Boomer 44. Rayburn the gun, Owen Shills with him. 2 receivers to the near, 2 to the far. Boomers drawing some pressure. Now Chickasha checks back to the sideline after seeing the potential Boomer pressure. 10 to go on the play clock, down to 5. Rayburn with snap, a bit low, back to pass, looking for the one-on-one. That one almost picked off. It's incomplete. Mason Bourne broke over the top of the route. Cooper Tall with the tight coverage as well on Kyler Venable.
He was looking for the flag there. Thought he may have had a little too much hand contact, but that's not the case. Boomers force up. Not a 3 and out, but I think they're going to go
for it. They might go with the pooch punt. This is I wouldn't say a dangerous spot to go for, but I don't know if they want to risk that. Although you do, as looks like, backing up for the punt potentially. The problem with this is if you're Chickasha, you are punching into the wind. We saw Ace Long get one too high from the Boomers and only went about 8 yards. So we've got to watch that. Snap punt there by Rayburn. He boots it high, and sure enough, boy, it curled maybe 10 yards, Dakota, and goes out of bounds.
That's true, Tyler. Right into
and now we got some more stuff going on down on the field as one of the Chickasha guys was trying to ride one of the Boomers.
Oh, man.
Some separation going on. And the officials did throw the flag, but they got in those guys and made sure they were separation. So getting a bit chippy out there as the Boomers will take over 1st and 10 after 33. Because it was Justin Cordova was the one that was gone a little bit with one of the Boomers. Couldn't tell which one of the Boomers it was. Dakota, you got to be, I know it's tough in the heat of the moment, but if you're the Boomers there, you got to make sure you're being mentally sound. You don't want to give up that penalty.
You know, they've played a clean game so far in penalties for the Boomers, I think. Let's try to keep it that way.
Carter in the gun, back to pass after a man in motion. Tries to put one over the middle. That one's picked off as coming up to make the interception.
11, I think.
Wakely up.
6, number 11, Jason Kawakala.
I'll get that right. I keep saying Wakely. Wakely. He got it and broke the route. That one, couldn't say it was necessarily underthrown, but Walkley just jumped on it.
It's just unfortunate there. He had a receiver all the way down the field. Couldn't tell who was down there, Tyler, but like you said, had a man cut in front and intercepted.
So 5 seconds later, after starting the drive, the Boomers give it back. Chickasha will have another chance with about 32 to go on the half at their own 48. Where they began the drive. Rayburn in the gun. Takes the snap, hands off to Owen Shills. Owen Shills trying to fight forward. Flag comes in. This is in the area of holding. As he, for now, does have a gain into Boomer territory to the 44. Gain of 8. We'll see how the flag comes in. As Chickasha is backing up. Looks like that will be a holding.
Each team with both timeouts with a minute 30 left to go in the half.
Yeah, Chickasha does have the 2 to burn. Boomers have the 2 to burn. Each one burned one early in the quarter.
That'll move the ball back to the 38-yard line.
That is back to the 38. So it is a full 10-yard penalty on first down. Chickasha will have it 1st and 20. Rayburn in the gun, takes the snap, hands off to Owen Shills. He hesitates, tries to find a hole, gets across the 40, now pushing the pile to the near 45-yard line before he's taken down, and they do give him the 45. So gains back 7 of the penalty yards. It will still be 2nd and long upcoming for Chickasha.
There on the tackle was number 37, Peyton Collier.
The clock is running.
Under a minute to go. As Pete mentioned, clock is running the half. Chickasha, it seems like, content to maybe let this one play out, not try to push it. Which is interesting. I think part of that reason is they do get the balls begin the second half with the Fighting Chicks. 2nd and 13, 34 seconds, 7 to go on the play clock. Rayburn in no rush. Sure enough, a handoff inside again to Owen Shills. Still trying to fight forward, gets past tackle at the 50, gets to the 45, a spin move out of it.
Yeah.
And does get taken down at the 45. He has been tough to tackle tonight. Runs hard. And they gain back again all the penalty yards and more and sets up a 3rd and about 3. So we call it a gain of 10. 3rd Route 3, and that is the half, though, as Chickasha doesn't get the snap off, they'll say, and into the locker room, it will be Chickasha on top, 20-0 over the Boomers here on the road in Chickasha. We'll go ahead, step aside for a break, come back for the halftime show. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
Hello, I'm Jose Hernandez, and I have been using a wheelchair since my accident in 1995. I guess if I had one message for the general public, it would be that I appreciate your help. But please, ask first. I know you mean well, but I've actually got everything under control. And if I don't, I'll ask for assistance. People with disabilities just want the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
This is a message from United Spinal Association. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
Tyler Ridge with you as the Boomers trail 22-0 at the break. Been a back and forth first half. Chickasha really had that one big play, 60-yard run by Derek Owen Shells to put them up 13-0. That was after they'd went on a 6-play, 42-yard drive late in the first quarter to get the first score of the game. And then they had another decently long drive, 10 plays, 48 yards to go up 20-0, ended on a 5-yard touchdown catch. And other than that, guys, I mean, I would say the big thing is offensively, you're still, Cash Carter making his first start. The wind's definitely a factor tonight with those big gusts. Haven't quite found the rhythm yet offensively. You've gotten some help. Had the chance at the field goal there. Couldn't get it from 45 yards out for Ace Long. But overall, again, it seems like the defense outside that one big play, for the most part, doing a good job to stop things up.
Yeah, and, go back to the offense, Tyler. In the first quarter, really couldn't find anything going for the Boomers. It was just we had to punt the ball away one after another. And then in the second quarter, finally had a big play. I think there with Ace Long, he had a major run on 3rd and long, and finally got things going for the offense. So we're starting to see a little bit of positive things on both sides of the ball. Let's see if we can carry that into the half, or into the second half.
Yeah, the Boomers' biggest play, as you touched on there, offensively, was a essentially broken pump play where Ace had to scoop it off the ground and then just found a ton of space. And, Pete down there on the sideline, you've kind of seen the emotion of the guys trying to battle through that first half. We've seen some chippiness. How are they doing of trying to keep their heads in the game so far? May have lost them there for a minute, so we'll get it back. But, Dakota, I was going to touch on that, with Pete there, just the emotion on the sideline. You've seen with these guys. We've seen that last week against Weatherford, where they want to come out, they want to play hard. It's just got to make sure you got a balance, keeping the emotions in check so you can do your job, but also playing with enough to be fired up.
It's hard. It's kind of hard to do, especially when the other team's starting to score points and they're getting chippy with you. And it's hard to do, Tyler. It's hard to balance that, but I think they're doing a good job so far.
And speaking of halftime, not only here, but in Stillwater as well, do remember that on K101, if you came looking for the Oklahoma State broadcast, K101 currently carrying that right now. Oklahoma State, Kansas State going at it in Stillwater. The Cowboys do lead 20-7 at the break. And so maybe an upset brewing in Stillwater as the Cowboys defense looks to, so far, have really corralled Will Howard. Alan Bowman's gotten the start tonight, doing a decent job. And if you're looking for Friday Night Quick Scores, well, CJ Montgomery and the crew interweaving Friday Night Quick Scores between that and the Cowboy broadcast. You're still getting your scores on K101 for the Tri-State, still getting the Oklahoma State broadcast as well. Mr. K. Kinney in a...
Winoka, right?
In Winoka, yes, thank you. As they host Timberlake, of course, the region Jeff Hickman, and Fairview, as he always is, following the Yellow Jackets, state champs there. So interesting happenings, if you will, going on between high school and college. With that, we'll take a break, come back, and look at some of those scores maybe around first the district, and then kind of keep you updated on some of the others there of notable ones in the Tri-State. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
For the past 58 years, Klein Mechanical has served Woodward and Northwest Oklahoma for all your residential or commercial needs, including plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and construction. One call does it all. Located at 1301 Main Street, or give them a call at 256-5014. Good luck, Boomers.
Life never stops moving. Between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect, you can lose track of the miles and focus on what really matters, the memories made along the way. Stop in today at 2220 Main in Woodward to see your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire.
R5 in Woodward offers you the very best in custom embroidery, screen printing, and heat pressing. R5 can personalize anything from hats to hoodies, shirts to jackets, and much more, including all your Boomer gear. Visit the store at 817 Main Street in Woodward or call at 580-256-3579 to place your order today.
In the heartland of Oklahoma, where wide open spaces meet winding roads, safety is paramount. We all share the same road, but navigating these two-lane roads requires caution, yield to oncoming traffic, and come to a full and complete stop when entering a highway. Because when we drive responsibly, we protect what matters most: our families, our community, and ourselves. Let's make it home safe. Make Oklahoma safe.
This message is brought to you by Oklahoma Transportation and the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority.
Timeout! All right! Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92 at the half yet again as Chickasha does lead the Boomers 20-0. And at the break, we talked about a second ago, kind of that first half recap. Offensively, just trying to put together a drive. Still a bit of a tough one right now with the with how things are going with the win. Chickasha's defense really has been privy to stopping that running game. It's done a good job so far against the Boomers in that respect. But let's take a look at what's going on around first the district, then we'll kind of expand a little bit here for some of the Oklahoma scores. Clinton and Weatherford, the Custer County conflict going on right now. And in the third quarter, it is Clinton on top of the Eagles, 14-0. Bit of a defensive battle in that one right now, as those are two real solid teams going at it. There, Clinton trying to continue their role top of the district. Weatherford trying to answer as well. Two undefeated teams district play. John Marshall playing a non-district contest against Shawnee. They are currently up 13-0 at the half. Shawnee is, I should say, not John Marshall. That'll be the Boomers' opponent next week. Another district contest against the Bears on the road. As far as Elk City last night, they took on Cash, defeated them 35-0. That was a Thursday night score there, so that's the district. Go down to Class A, look at some of those scores. Mentioned Fairview looks like they're on top of Sayre, 41-0 currently. Don't have quite a quarter update on that yet. Looks like Hooker on top of Moreland. Another big clash there in Class A, 22-8 at the moment at halftime. As far as Cash, and that'll be a Boomer opponent in a couple weeks. They currently lead Watonga 19-7 at the half. Thomas Fay Custer taking on a good Texoma Goodwell team. They lead 14-0 at the break. So some tight scores there in Class A. Span down to 8-man a little bit with some Class B and C scores quickly here for you. As Covington Douglas taking on Southwest Covenant, district game there. Southwest Covenant on top of that one, 28-14 in the third quarter. Garber currently leads Pond Creek Hunter in the third quarter, 34-12. It is Laverne all over Hollis right now at the half, 38-6. O'Keene and Wacomas going at it. O'Keene on top, 46-20 at the break. Drumright trying to take down Regent Prep, a really good Regent Prep team, 20-8. Regent Prep on top in the second quarter. Cherokee taking on Oklahoma Bible Academy in Enid. Oklahoma Bible Academy leading that one, looks like 30-16. Shattuck all over Balco Forgan right now, 44-0 in the second quarter. Ceiling taking on the Canton Tigers. They are, looks like, about to end that one as they lead 52-0 in the second quarter. Last night was Ringwood over Kirtland Hillsdale, 51-12. Also last night, Barnsdall got the win over Pioneer Pleasantville, 42-14. Turpin took it to Beaver, 49-0 last night in a contest there as well. Class C right now, Gary taking on the top team in Class C, Tipton. They trail 40-0 in the third quarter. Tight one, Deer Creek Lamont Medford, 28-22. Medford on top of that one to Class C. And Cade Kennedy's game on K101. Currently, Timberlake leads Winoka 24-14 at the half. And that will pretty much do it for your Class C scores. Unfortunately, Sharon Mutual was set to take on Tyrone. Still banged up, had to forfeit that one against Tyrone. They had to forfeit last week as well. Tough to see because Sharon Mutual is really starting to gain some momentum.
Find those key pieces.
Yeah, and just injuries, man, Class C to go, that's tough, especially in 8-man when you get those stacked up. Man. Doesn't matter how good you are, those will always affect you. So, got about 10 minutes left to go in the half. We'll take out another timeout real quick as the Boomers do trail here at Chickasha 20-0, but we'll see what to do to begin the second half. When we come back, we'll break down a bit more of what needs to be done to be able for the Boomers to accomplish that. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
What is your healing power? Maybe your healing power is helping veterans with PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, depression, anxiety, or loneliness. Is your healing power a simple, heartfelt letter or being a volunteer? It is estimated that over 500,000 current warfighters will return from service diagnosed with PTSD, and 22 veterans will commit suicide every day. Our veterans have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. At healvets.org, you can find out more about the healing power of pen pals, volunteers, therapy kits, and more. Discover your healing power at healvets.org. Help Heal Veterans, together with you, has been helping one recovering veteran at a time. We are helping veterans heal together. What is your healing power? To find out about your power, visit healvets.org. This PSA is sponsored by Help Heal Veterans.
Transitioning out of the military, it's difficult. Just about everything around you changes. I would get phone calls that brothers were dying, some of them to suicide. And I'd found myself in another cold cemetery. And I started to wonder if I was next. It's a struggle to know that you're facing challenges, but not be ready to face them. Sleep doesn't come easy, and when it comes, it doesn't last long. You're tired all the time. I didn't reach out for that help, but thank God my wife did. She got me registered for Wounded Warrior Project. Talking to somebody that would listen to me and understood my story helped me realize that it was time to change. There's a new fight, there's a new mission, and that's something I'm eternally grateful for.
See how we help warriors combat stigma at woundedwarriorproject.org/combat stigma.
Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs, Pete Riley with you at the break as the Boomers trail here 20-0. Do want to thank our great sponsors real quick while I got a chance. High Plains Tires, gold sponsor of the Boomer Coaches Show. There'll be Top Cat Footwear and Accessories, Divine Stationery, Klein Mechanical, Northwest Glass, Great Plains National Bank, and Long Shots Bar and Grill, who is our Coaches Show host. We very much appreciate all those great sponsors. And hey, if you're out there in the area, definitely go support them as they are supporting the Boomers in a lot of facets. And it looks like
Owen Shells,
Chickasha doing their homecoming festivities. Yeah, the running back Derek Owen Shells is the homecoming king for the Fighting Chicks. So interesting to note there. But Dakota, to talk about some of the things for the Boomers to get accomplished in the second half, you try to fight hard. You are going to have to start on defense as you received it to begin things. We've seen the Boomers come up with a turnover in the passing game. You got Colin Bourne adding another pick to what's been a pretty solid freshman start to the season, or a solid start to his freshman season with a couple of interceptions. And then, really it's just you had that 60-yard rush by Owen Shells. He's a dynamic runner. You're going to have to really just get physical with him, it seems like. And one thing that Chickasha does well in the run game on the offensive line is that when they pull, there is a hole left. There's a cutback lane, so if it's not there initially, there is something behind. And they're also good at just getting to their spot on those pulls and opening those holes.
Yeah, blocking for their running backs, going down the sideline. I mean, they kind of have everything going for them right now.
If you're a defensive lineman there, what more do you feel like you got to do if you're the Boomers? I mean, you run that four-man front. You could have some linebackers fill the gaps, but what do you got to do if you're a Boomer defensive lineman to try and close some of those games?
Probably just try to get underneath your man as quick as you can, or just, I don't know, that's hard because that's so much size that you're going against, and so you're always going to have to work a little bit harder than your opponent. That's a hard one, Tyler.
Yeah, no, I think you touched on it. Getting under your man there when you're the not as big man, you're the smaller man in the matchup, that's where you win, really. You see a lot of guards. You could look at the NFL, you could look at the college ranks, even the high school ranks, and see a lot of good guards on the offensive line. What they do when they're not the big man, they do exactly what you're talking about. They get lower, they get to the hips of guys. If you're
just got to get underneath them somehow.
Defensive lineman, you got to be able to provide that. I think you're right to be able to try and plug up some of those gaps. Linebackers, for the most part, still doing a solid job getting to those. But like you mentioned, the outside, Chickasha's really been able to find something. When they do hit the edges, whether that's on the read option, they get pulled out by Cade Rayburn, or just getting it to.
They're not going to do it every time, but when they do, they're so explosive and so successful.
And the passing game's been interesting tonight, fighting the wind. We've talked about it quite a bit. We've seen both quarterbacks at times kind of struggle with that, trying to judge how much they need to put behind it or how little they need to put behind it with the wind either against them or behind them, as the wind is just blowing straight across the field, probably been gusting consistently, I'd say at least 20 miles an hour throughout the night. So we'll see how the Boomers are able to challenge that Chickasha offense as they come back out of the break. Again, homecoming festivities going on for the Fighting Chicks. Their band just now getting ready to play as they wrapped up their homecoming King and Queen festivities. And speaking of, homecoming and King, Queen, and all that fun stuff, Northwestern, Southwestern, Oklahoma State, their homecomings tomorrow, as Northwestern will take on Harding at 4 o'clock at Ranger Field. Southwestern will take on Arkansas Tech at 5:30, Division II action. Northwestern right now should be going through their Miss Cinderella pageant, as that's happening tonight. They had the talent contest last night, and then they've turned around and gone to the talent contest, or the full-on pageant tonight. They'll have some good winners there, so maybe some scholarship, and a lot of representatives from the tri-state in that one. I mean, we're out to South Barber coming into that one. Got a Woodward representative. I mean, pretty much anybody in the area is around. I believe we got an update from Mr.
Chickasha Marching Band.
Potentially there.
Tomorrow they go to competition.
I think we got him now.
Okay, I think we're good on him. Had some technical side of things. Okay, yeah, we're good. That's what it was.
Their drum majors are
it's always an experience trying to make sure everything's good on the technical.
Man, that microphone's nice to you, and then the next day it's a pain in the rear.
But anyways, as I was saying about Northwestern doing the Miss Cinderella pageant tonight, and then they were expanding their homecoming tomorrow. We'll have a lot of festivities going on throughout the day. Southwestern the same
as well.
In Weatherford. Well, we'll step aside for another break, come back, and get ready for the second half. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
Need financing for a new home or want to refinance your current one? Bank 7 has the home loan products to suit all types of borrowers. Pre-qualify now by filling out their secure online form at mortgage.bank7.com or call 580-254-0100 and let their mortgage specialist design a mortgage just for you. Subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, NMLS 677297. Attention Fall Days Fall Expo exhibitors. Booth space is now available. It's the K101 and Z92 Fall Home and Business Trade Show, and it's coming to the Woodward County Event Center and Fairgrounds October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Now in our 36th year, this fall show features 2 exhibitor buildings plus outside exhibitor space, and will host an extensive variety of products and services, including home improvement ideas, appliances, farm and ag equipment, construction, clothing, communication and entertainment products, ATVs, furniture, automobiles, hunting gear and ammo, plus arts and crafts. Thousands annually rely on Fall Days Fall Expo to see a wide variety and selection of products and services that only a show this size can offer. Booth space is now available by calling 580-256-4101. That's 580-256-4101. Reserve your space today for the Tri-State's largest fall home and business trade show and be part of Fall Days Fall Expo 2023. Coming to the Woodward County Fairgrounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. It's food, folks, and fun with K101.
If I could be you.
And you could be me for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out, and for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Stadium, Dakota Wagner, Pete Riley, Tyler Riggs with you at the break. The Beavers do trail to the Fighting Chicks 20-0. The guys were talking at length kind of what the defense could do. You know, what can the offense really do to get on rhythm, Dakota? We'll start with you on that. I mean, is it seeing the better line play? Is it just continuing to remind and keep confidence in Cash Carter, what he's doing? I mean,
I think the
adjustments can be made.
I think we need to kind of do what Chickasha is doing, just trying to kind of hand it off the ball and let the running back do the work. You know, we've seen Ace Long have that big explosive run that kind of resulted in a first down after that punt play, I think.
After the broken punt play, yes.
I think they just need to hand the ball off to Ace and trust him. I just feel like right now that's kind of all you can do is kind of give Chickasha a taste of their own medicine to see if that works.
Tell you what, another thing that would really help, that O-line, you know, doing their best to stay solid, that'll really improve this game. And, you know, obviously it's a whole nother half of football to play, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you know, Pete, you talk about that offensive line, and we've talked about up here, just the size, right? They don't have the size that maybe Chickasha does across their line. That's a common deal throughout most of their opponents. So when you've got a smaller line like that, you know, one of those guys, in terms of, like, you've been around the team atmosphere, you've had, you know, you yourself not lineman, but you've seen your guys try to battle through that. I mean, what's the mentality in that sense? What do those guys try to do to really dig deep and know, okay, hey, we may not be the biggest, but we still got to do some work?
Right.
And got about under 4 minutes to go in the half as both teams get back out onto the field. At first, it looks like Outlaw get to the stretches. And a decent crowd traveling, I tell you what, for a 2.5 hour drive. And then on top of that, you know, going to be a colder night as lows will get down to around 40 or so.
Man, Tyler, I tell you what, this is my type of weather right here. This 40-degree weather.
Man, it might be your type of weather in the press box, but down here it's kind of chilly.
Wow, taking the shots. That's a good one, Pete. I'll give you that one. He mentioned it earlier. That wind gust is no joke. That wind chill, it goes from 40 to, you know, probably about 30 by the time you factor in.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad I'm not outside now.
Man. Well, we appreciate it, but we appreciate the crowd, as I mentioned, for coming out. If you're tuning in on Boomer TV or listening on Z92, definitely very much appreciate that as well. Again, I'll take this opportunity to remind you, if you are coming here looking for the Oklahoma State broadcast, as we usually carry that on Z92. It is currently on K101 as Oklahoma State, they've begun the third half. They lead 23-7. Just under 11 minutes to go. Looks like Kansas State trying to drive at the moment. But again, that broadcast on K101, and then for Friday Quick Scores, that's interwoven right in between that. CJ Montgomery, the crew, keeping you up to date on the scores. Going on with the Tri-State, you know, all the action going down right now. They were keeping up to date on that, doing a great job mixing that, of course, with Dave Hunziker and the group As far as the Oklahoma State broadcast goes, if you're wondering for Big 12 tomorrow, the rest of the slate, of course, Oklahoma, Texas, the big game, the last one, the last Red River rivalry game going on in the Big 12, Dakota.
That's going to be interesting.
SEC. Texas about a 5-point favorite going into that one right now. It's an 11 o'clock kickoff, and pregame will start at 9 o'clock on K101. You can tune in and listen to the rolling of the game with their coverage. It's Toby, Teddy, Chris, Gabe, and a few others as well joining in. Later in the day, 3 o'clock, Kansas hosts UCF. They'll come to Lawrence. That one will be at 3 o'clock, and then the end of the night, 2 more Big 12 games at 7 o'clock as Baylor hosts Texas Tech. And then it will be Iowa State hosting TCU in that one. And that should be a couple of interesting contests, close games. UCF only about a 2-point favorite against Kansas, as Baylor actually a point underdog against Texas Tech. TCU touchdown favorite over Iowa State, so all those games essentially a touchdown or better in terms of potential there between the two of them. So Dakota was showing me here, we mentioned earlier, of course, Kenny at Winoka for the Winoka Timberlake game, big clash in Class C, part of the Friday Night Sports coverage on K101.
Getting ready for kickoff here.
As we are, yep. Whole team's getting ready to get back inside. Band's still performing though, so they've been going strong now for a few minutes.
Like 8 minutes, yeah. I think. Good lord.
But in that Winoka Timberlake game, Timberlake does lead 32-20 as it moves into the third quarter. And it should be an interesting finish. That is a maybe possible state championship preview as it does most years. So with that, as we mentioned, both teams get back sides. I say that, we haven't seen Chickasha come out of the locker room. The Brewers are ready to go. But it looks like we're going to have some extended time, as there's only 20 seconds on the clock, but the Fighting Chicks have not come out for their stretches yet.
Oh, here they come, Tyler.
Still performing, so.
Tell you what, guys, got to give a shout out to my main man, Peyton Carter, Vanilla Gorilla, battling through an injury out here, limping.
So he's still, Pete, update on that. You mentioned that because Peyton did go down early in that first half. We did see him come back on the field making some plays. How's he feeling on that leg? Does it look like he's kind of, is it battling pain, or is it just more maybe shaking off?
More of a shake it off type thing. He's a little slow, a little limping a little bit, but we're ready to play.
Definitely fighting through it. But senior leaders, you get to see that. As I mentioned, they just now put 3 minutes back on the clock as the band finished their performance. So Chickasha will stretch it out. We'll step aside for one more break real quick, and we'll come back with the kickoff of the second half. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
September 11th, 2001 was an unforgettable moment in our nation's history. This year, the 20th anniversary of the attacks on 9/11 is an opportunity to reflect on all of those who lost their lives that day, as well as those lost in the war since. Join your community this September for the 9/11 Heroes Run 5K race series. Together, we will honor the fallen and remember what connects us as Americans. Sign up to Run, Walk, or Ruck by visiting 911heroesrun.org.
Wagner, P. Riley, Tyler Reeves with you as the Fighting Chicks are out of the locker room getting their stretches in. The Boomers have been ready to go. Chickasha's band just finished their homecoming halftime performance. And so with that, we touched on some keys from both sides of the ball for the Boomers. Again, we'll have to monitor that win factor as Chickasha will get the ball to start the half, but I believe, unfortunately for the Boomers, they might be kicking into the wind here. So it could create opportunity, Dakota. We've seen in previous, instances where you get the strong wind gusts, get a ball in the air, it hangs up on you, but on kickoff, any ball can be live as long as it's past 10 yards. Maybe not necessarily a chance to intentionally do an onside kick, but you got to be on the swivel here from the kickoff if you're the Boomers.
You would hate for Chickasha I guess say to us to kick it to them and for that to happen. Hey, anything can happen, Tyler. Anything can happen. That's only a 20-point game.
Yeah, and we'll see if the Boomers can fall all the way back in here on the road. You know, this is I would say, welcome change from a couple weeks ago. Cash, obviously, was your first district game on the road. Unfortunately, they grabbed the momentum early to the Bulldogs and really kind of took that game and took the life, it seemed like, the air kind of out of the Boomers on that one.
Energy's high out here on the Woodward sideline, guys.
And that's good. That's what we want
guys
to see.
are ready to play.
You know, and Pete, you've been in those situations where you're trailing at half. You got to change the mindset. I mean, what do those guys do to kind of tap into that? Is it just is it mentally, individually fired up, or you kind of get collective together and say, all right, guys, let's change a little bit. They lost it for just a second there. And it looks like Chickasha's done their warm-ups, finished it. See how the kickoff goes. As it will be long. Correction, Dakota. So 37 is not Collier. There was a number change we were not made privy of.
Uh-oh. My bad, folks.
Got word that is Josiah Beza.
Josiah Beza.
That is a number change from last week to this week. Usually wears 32.
Okay.
So, unfortunate in the sense that we apologize for that, but sometimes those happen. You know, coaches get busy, make a quick number change. Sometimes they don't quite get up. So we've got that. Josiah Beza wearing 37 on the road. As Boomers ready to kick this one off. The hardest ace long, as I mentioned, having to kick into the wind. Chickasha back deep to return. They move it up a touch. They'll have 3 possible returns. 1 on each hash and then in the middle. So a bit more of a camp. We'll kind of leave an open spot. We'll see how long foot works in terms of trying to boot this one, or we'll see how he approaches it. And the second half underway, Ace does Sky it, kind of kicking it to that soft zone, and Chickasha does make the catch. The return at the 30-yard line, near the 35. That's where they will take over, making the return. Is Lakewood. Chickasha takes over in the second half at their own 34-yard line. 11:56 to go. They do lead 20-0 over the Boomers. We'll see if Woodward can find a stop. It'll be Rayburn in a quarterback. 2 receivers to the near, 2 to the far. In the backfield is Orange Shells. Aggressive front, stacking some linebackers on top of the defensive line. Rayburn takes the snap, fakes the handoff, back to pass, looking short, has a man, it's minimal, and sure enough, gets planted right at the line of scrimmage. Wow, couldn't see who was that making the tackle, but a great tackle there, as it looks like Venable
Vanilla Gorilla.
Way out. I don't know if that was Carter, that might have been.
I couldn't tell it, but he came up from the pile.
He was, I think, in on it, but I don't think he was the main guy that got there first. There was a couple of them around there. That could have been. I think that'd be Trip Bates, but good tackle either way. Sets up a 2nd and 10. No gain on the play. Rayburn will be a go. Trips to the near one to the far. 1:13 to go in the quarter. Now the long read option. Owen Shell's going to try to take it. They string it out through the Boomers and knock him out of bounds for a minimal gain.
Not too many yards there.
So got about, as Pete said, a couple. He's on the sideline to see that one up. Close to Boomers there, but Dakota.
That's going to be Trip Bates wrapping that one up.
That is 47.
It is.
So Trip gets some action out there, at least by all the rushers. But doing a good job, Dakota, there. The game tackle, get to the edges. Something we talked about the first half was an issue. Sets up a 3rd and 8, they call it. For Chickasha. Boomers trying to come up with a 3 and out. Rayburn back to pass in the gun.
Pressure.
Has some time now. Pressure. Mitchell steps up, breaks out of the tackle. Still looking, fires one over the middle. Has been open, but it's into the ground. Incomplete.
Tell you what, guys, a real good defensive series there by the Boomers.
It was, Pete, for sure. Got some good pressure on 3rd down. Made Rayburn be uncomfortable, at least for the misfire. Was trying to get the Wakelow. Instead, it'll bring up 4th and 7. And Chickasha will be forced to punt. The wind will be behind them. So the Boomers will have to be back deep. It looks like Colin Bourne retreating back.
So starting off the right way in the second half.
Beckett Ingram, the sophomore, on for the kick, the punt. And gets booted into it. Nice carrying punt. Bourne retreating back. This one's going to bounce inside the 20. Bourne fields it off a hop. Gets up to 30. Nice. Makes man miss. Gets to the 35. Solid return for Colin Bourne. About an 18-yard return. The Boomers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35. So you force the 3-and-out guys. Now you take over on offense. So you try to find some momentum offensively. Hasn't been consistent. See if they can do that here going into the win. With a solid field position to begin. So Cash Carter leading things offensively. We'll have trips receivers packed in tight. Receivers packed in tight right to the near. Carter in the gun by himself. Long is the final part of the diamond. Carter just swinging it long. No screen, long trying to fight forward. Ooh, gets right up around the shoulder pads and gets slick down. It's going to be a loss of 3. Unfortunately, that one could have looked like a bit of a mistiming situation. Carter not necessarily mishandled the snap, but bobbled it just a second.
Yep, just unfortunate there. It looks like the gaps just closed a little too much on him, too fast.
So 2nd and 13 upcoming from the 38, or 32. As they've got to get to the 45 from the first. Carter in the gun, diamond formation to the far side again. 4 receivers, 1 to the near. Carter puts man in motion. That's long. Back to passes Carter. Now under some pressure, rolls out. Has to try to float one and did get back to the line of scrimmage. Hopefully not a intentional grounding.
Oh, yep.
That might be the intentional grounding because that was not, unfortunately, I think, back to the line of scrimmage. So you're going to go from 2nd and long to 3rd and very long here for the Boomers, unfortunately. Carter had a bit of time initially, but eventually got chased out of the pocket.
Threw that one right to Coach, unfortunately.
And he did. Officials discussing, I believe, to make sure. But I think that'd be the proper call, unfortunately, for the Boomers, is that at least appeared from our vantage point, not near the mark. Had to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, they wave it off, actually.
Gotta pick this one up.
So maybe a receiver in the area is what they were considering. So it remains 3rd and 13 instead of 3rd and what would have likely been about 20 plus. Boomers again need to get to the 45. 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. They trail 20-0. Carter in the pistol, long behind him. 2 receivers here, 2 to the far. Man will go in motion. Douglas Fisher across the formation. Carter back pass yet again. Has a good pocket. Has time. He's going to load up, take a shot deep. That one underthrown as the wind pushed him back, and it is picked off. 2nd pick of the night for Kay Winkler. As he'll get his 2nd pick, and that one, Dakota, you could tell just as soon as Cash Carter tried to load it up, as soon as it caught air, it just got pushed down.
Yeah, the 6'1" sophomore Tyler, man, he is having himself a game.
Winkler, you mentioned the back quarterback, kind of the X-factor guy, plays receiver, plays defensive back, and showing his strength here with 2 interceptions on the night. Just read that one. As Chickasha takes over, 9:55 to go in the 3rd quarter after the interception. Rayburn in the gun at their own 46. They'll throw a little quick pass to Owen Shell. Boomers
fumble.
Balls out as Pete mentioned, but Chickasha falls back on top of it, but still good job by the Boomers to rip that way from Owen Shells. Unfortunately, could not recover.
Good eyes there, Pete.
Thank you, sir.
As it's a backup of about 3 yards to the 43 off the fumble. So 2nd and 13 for Chickasha. Rayburn league up, 2 receivers on each side. Owen Shell's still in the backfield with him. Rayburn checks back to the coaches, communicates with his offensive line. Boomer showing an aggressive front, stacking the gaps. Chickasha does have the wind behind them on this possession. Snap handoff inside Owen Shells, finds a hole, bouncing it out, gets to the 50, finally gets tripped up just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. Gets a solid gain to make it 3rd and manageable for Chickasha.
Man, so explosive in finding those gaps.
Gain of 9 for the senior. So 3rd and 4 now. 8:44 to go in the 3rd quarter for Chickasha. We're going to try to stand up here on the third and short. Man goes in motion for the Fighting Chicks across the formation. Trips the near one to the far now as they check back to the sideline as Rayburn. One shell still in the backfield. Boomers again trying to load up the edges, it seems. Snap taken by Rayburn along the lead. Option ball's on the ground. It's a missed exchange. Did the Boomers fall on it? I think they did.
There you go.
They do. It's a fumble recovery.
There you go.
There's a miscommunication there between Kate Rayburn and Derek O'Shells on that kind of delayed read option, Dakota. Neither guy thought they were going to keep the ball.
And the Boomers are going to have the ball at the 46.5-yard line.
And that is in Chickasha territory.
Or the 46-yard line, I should say.
With 8:18 to go in the third quarter. Cash Carter in the gun. Nobody. See how he plays it. They'll hand it Ace inside to Ace. Just a gain of 1. 8 to the 45. Cody, you mentioned at the half, trying to get Ace going. Just not much doing right now. That Chickasha defensive front, big, nasty. They've got good linebackers over the top. They fill those gaps quick.
If they keep on handing to Ace, I think they might have a chance at just maybe burning some clock, but if that's the only way to get consistent yards, Tyler, I mean, so be it.
2nd and 9 for the Boomers. Carter and Gunn, 2 receivers each side. Now main motions, Douglas Fisher. Carter back to pass, rolls out.
Gotta sling this one
away, trying to find a receiver, nobody there.
That's a penalty? Come on.
They may throw this one intentional grounding. I'm not quite sure if Carter was out of the tackle box. Didn't look like there's a good receiver in the area. Did get back to line scrimmage. So we'll see what the call will be. If so, that'd be unfortunately 3rd and long for the Boomers. They waved off the last one they thought may have been intentional. Let's see what the call officially will be. They just pick it up, move in the pocket. Oh, nope, they do say intentional grab. Okay. So that time they did give it the intentional grab. Now back it up. It'll be 3rd and long now. Dakota Carter on that initial row out just didn't really have any room.
You know, it's one of those where you don't want to get sacked and you want to get rid of the ball, but you also don't want to get that penalty. And it's one of those ones where you got to pick one or the other. And I think he didn't think he was going to get that call, but they gave it to him.
Just got to get to the 36. Carter back to pass. Gun under pressure immediately. Now has to get rid of it. It's another interception. Oh, goodness. And Pete, you saw right there, Cash Carter was starting to get taken down. We tried to throw that. It looked like it resulted in essentially a dart right to the Chickasha man of Justin Cordova. As that's the 3rd interception of the night. Again, pressured by Chickasha. The Boomers, unfortunately, commit the extra turnover as Chickasha will take over now at the 49-yard line. 7:27 to go in the third quarter. First half, the protection seemed all right, but right now Chickasha really down on that. 1st and 10 for the Fighting Chicks. Rayburn will hand off.
That's one off.
He's got a bit of a hole, cuts it up to the 45 into Boomer territory. Lowers the shield with the finish.
Good there, job by following his offensive line and trying to get those extra yards.
And he did. It's a gain of 8. 2nd and 2.
They're going to go quick here.
But they are. Rayburn in the gun. Harold Seidel. Snap, another handoff to Harold. No, this time a keeper by Rayburn. Boomers
another penalty.
There's a flag coming out that could be in the area of holding. Second flag comes out. I think unfortunately it might be a face mask. We'll see how this goes. 2 flags came out. As one was early in the play.
One's going to be
to the sideline. For now, has the 1st down.
For sure, one's going to be on the Fighting Chicks.
Yeah.
It's going to be there on number 2.
That would be Dominguez.
I believe for
on the edge.
A face mask or a hold, couldn't tell which. And then the other on the far side, I think, is against Woodward.
That was early, though, unless they're trying to say face mask. Let's see the briefing with Coach there.
Could be both on the Chicks.
Wait for official calls for now. Like I said, 1st down for Rayburn as he cut it out to the edge near side.
Oh, okay. Face mask on on the Chicks.
Didn't see the second flag.
And
looks like they are backing up Chickasha.
Here comes the second call, I believe.
Okay, so there you go. A chop block and then a face mask.
Wow.
And I think that was Rayburn that had the face mask because he was going out of bounds trying to stiff arm him. So it really backs up Chickasha. You went from 2nd and 2 all the way back to the 41 in their own territory. So it's 2nd and 18.
Catching a break again.
That's essentially a loss of 16. So Rayburn in the gun on 2nd and 18 for the Fighting Chicks. Under 7 minutes to go in the third. Trips to the near, one to the far. Harrell still in the backfield. Snap low. Rayburn takes it. Swing pass out to Dominguez at the 40. Caught, turns upfield to the 50. And now gets tackled by Mason Bourne, who slings him out of bounds. Still gains back a good chunk of the penalty yards into Boomer territory at the 49.
Dominguez.
So call it a gain of 10.
Tackled out of bounds by number 9.
This will be a 3rd and 8 down for Chickasha. Better than that. They've spotted up to the 48. Dominguez with catch around. Those little click bubbles have been deadly. 3rd and 7 for the Fighting Chicks. They've got to get to the 41 in Boomer territory. Rayburn have got 2 receivers on each side. Man, it's Harrell in the backfield. They do an end around reverse to Dominguez, trying to get blocked on the edge. Boomers trying to blow it up. They tackle him down at the 46. Stopping the run for a short gain. Good job by the Boomers to stay home.
The pressure was Josiah Beza, but I think wrapping him up was the Vanilla Gorilla, Peyton Carter.
Beza wearing 37 tonight as usual. It's only gain of 1 officially, they said. Reverse end around. Chickasha looks like they're going for it. End midfield. Rayburn the other trips to the far. One to the air now. Man in motion. And Chickasha might be trying to get the Boomers to jump. We'll see. 10 on the play clock.
Been trying all night. No look though.
Now they're backing up for maybe a pooch punt. 5, and sure enough, Rayburn just going to pooch punt with the wind. Good one as it angles, bounces at the 20. This is going to be inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 3. And this is going to really back the Boomers up to come.
Unfortunate there as Boomers didn't have nobody back there, Tyler, because they initially thought Chickasha was going to go for it and try to take some more time off the clock.
Well, it's one of those you don't want to take the risk. You either say, okay, we'll let him pooch punt it, and hopefully he pulls it long. But Chickasha, you got to give him credit. Played it very well as we're going to take over at their own 3. They do get the stop. But you're backed up to your own 3. 5:53 to go in the third.
Injuries. Remember that Ortho Central has their Saturday.
So yeah, we're just trying to work out of this. This will be the set. You may be trying to get one by himself. You got it. It'll be Cash Carter.
This can be a tricky situation right here.
It could be. Behind him. 2 to the far, 2 to the near. Still a spread out formation. Carter in his own end zone, about inside 3 yards in it. Takes the snap, hands off to Long. Long going to fight forward across the 5 to the 7. Decent gain on first down. That's exactly what you needed if you're the Boomers. And Pete, that push up front looked like the Boomers really got a good job up the middle. Did you see that?
Yeah, definitely did a good job there.
Looks like they're going to actually push it up to the 8-yard line. Okay, maybe not.
So call it a gain of 5 by Long. I say gain of 4. So 2nd and 6 from the 8. Handoff again to Long inside. Fights forward across the 10-yard line. Lowers that shoulder again to Dakota. He just finishes with such violence.
He does. And it looks like he'll be what? 3rd and 3?
3 more yards.
So they got to get to the 13-yard line for the first down. 4 gets them the first without a question. Under 5 minutes to go down in the third quarter. They do trail 20-0, trying to find a drive. This will be a long one, 97 yards if they can put it together. Carter will be in the gun, long behind him. Trips to the far one to the near.
O-line needs to get some gaps open for Ace.
Carter going to hand off.
And this one off to Ace, and he'll get it.
And
he's
sure
got
enough,
that.
Pete's on it. He sees it. Ace does fall forward to the 14-yard line, and that is a first down. And real simple, guys. Just hand it off up the gut. But Ace try to find some yards.
Got to give credit to that O-line, giving him just enough space to squeeze by for the first.
So 1st and 10 for the Boomers now at their own 14 as they fought out of their own 3-yard line in the shadow of their end zone. Carter in the gun, long behind, trips to the far one to the near. Chickasha showing a bit of a relaxed front, 4-man, 2 linebackers over the top of it. Carter takes a snap, speed option. Tries to pitch it, it's on the ground. Somebody's got to fall on it. Long falls on it back inside the 5, and Cash Carter took a shot on that speed option.
Fumble on the carry.
So a fumble where you're going to lose all the momentum you gained right there. As it's going to be second and very long now from your own 3 essentially. So you're back where you started.
High school football would like to thank our game sponsors tonight, Jake's Rib and the Ford Properties. Thank you for
just a little bit of a miscue on the speed option. Carter with a gun along behind, 2 receivers each side. Chickasha now moving up that pressure a bit. And they got the movers back in the shadow of their own end zone. Carter with the snap, takes the handoff, gives it to Long with the gun. Ace cuts back, gets across the 10, and fights forward to about the 12.
Set up about 3rd and 11.
That's 3rd and manageable. That's better, as Pete's talking about. Still, though, Cody, you have that fumble. That's a killer.
Man, especially when you get all those positive yards from Ace, and then that happens, just a killer, like you said.
So we got to get to the 24 for the first down. 12 to say. Carter in the gun, 2 receivers each side, Long behind him. Chickasha threatening pressure. Now man in motion. They go in and around to Douglas Fisher. He cuts it back, fights forward to the 15, and that's about it. So it does gain a few, but it'll bring up the 4th and 9. He's going to have to run into the wind. He's likely going to be in the shadow zone. Have the fumble, just kind of washes away that momentum of the first down originally. Big out of the hole. So we'll be on the punt, standing as on 2. The Fighting Chick returner, about the 50, low snap. Ace has collected, gets off a pretty good punt despite the very low snap, and angles it right at the 45. It rolls forward just a touch. Chickasha will get decent field position, but
yeah, that's a good punt in the downwind for sure.
It is, absolutely, Pete. That and a low snap to be able to collect that and get that up. So 44-yard line is where Chickasha will take over in Boomer territory. Still leading 20-0, but scoreless in this 3rd quarter. It's moved along very quick. So we're down to 2:15. Both teams with the focus on running the ball. This passing has been difficult to win. Rayburn in the gun, trips to the near side, 1 to the far, and the backfield looks to be Harrell. Snap, handoff inside. Nope, that is Owen Shells. You can tell by the speed, and he'll fight forward across the 40 to the 35. That quick burst of speed, Dakota, is just evident.
Man, the homecoming king lowering the shoulder.
So he'll get a gain of 9 on first down. He's 2nd and 1. He's been very impressive. Chickasha knows how to develop the running backs. First, you had Malik Murphy. Owen Shells, who I believe started out the season playing receiver, has moved over now to that spot. They actually backed it up a little bit further than I thought initially. Only gave it to about the 38. So it's a 2nd and 3. River on the gun, trips to the near, 1 to the far, and Shells the running back. Another handoff inside, has another hole, cuts it out to the 30.
Oh,
he's got some space, hurtles a man, and now 2 flags.
Can't hurdle.
No, that's illegal.
You're right, Pete. You're on it because that's right. You can't hurdle. As flashy as it looks, they deem that a safety issue, and they don't want guys hurling at this level. So that is, and flags came out immediately on the hurdle.
And he's shaking his head because he knows what he did as soon as he did it.
Here's the thing with that, though. I think
that's impressive.
There's got to be a rule, an amendment to say, hey, if it's the only football move you can make.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, what else are you supposed to do, right? Let a guy chop out your legs? That's a safety issue in of itself. Definitely. I get why they've got it in there. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It's just one of those.
Well, especially it's the only move you got for sure. I mean, if you got the athleticism to do it, you know, there definitely needs to be a rule in place.
More power to you. I mean, cool move, but fortunately for the Boomers, you catch a break.
You do. So instead of, it looks like they still give them the first down because the hurdle occurred past the first down marker, but Chickasha is sitting back at the 40-yard line now, so not much forward from where you were. I believe they'll have a discussion on to make sure that that's the proper call. I think that would be the case. He did get past the stick. And that is going to be the case. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Chickasha leads 20-0. They got first and 10 at the Boomer 40. Rayburn and the gun trips the near one to the far. Fakes the handoff, goes with a quick pass. Nice catch by Venable. And gets across the 30, inside the 30 to near the 25-yard line. Had to make a leaping grab. Rayburn put some heat on him. And it's going to be a gain of 14.
Yeah, but Tyler, the clock does not move at all.
Interesting. As Chickasha moves up to the 26, first and 10. Minute 38 to go. Into the fall. Looks like Harold, the running back. They'll hand it off to him, bounces it out on the short side, gets across the 20, cuts it upfield, inside the 20 to the 15, down inside the 15 to about the 13. As Pete mentioned, a good wallop.
You see who it was, Pete?
That was Casey Bourne, I believe.
So Casey Bourne, the linebacker, making the stop. But still a first down for Chickasha. As an explosive run there by Harold gets 15.
Place the ball at the 11-yard line. First and 10 for your Fighting Chicks.
They have a chance at a first goal on top of this first and 10 situation. Rayburn, the gun trips the near one to the far. He'll check back to the sideline. Play clock down to 10. Harold stays in at running back. Now swap side, swaps back. Play clock down to 6. Boomer showing aggressive front. They fake the handoff. Rayburn takes himself, bounces outside, has a hold. That is another touchdown for Chickasha. As the Boomers sold out on the dive by Harold. Rayburn able to just pull it at the last second and find an 11-yard score.
One gapped open, another closed, but Tyler, he finds himself into the end zone. Like you said, unfortunate there for the Boomers.
So officially a 5-play, 44-yard drive. Chickasha will extend their lead late in the third quarter here with a minute 1 left. All for the extra point is Fuel. Trying to make it 27-0. Boomers have blocked one of them tonight. Snap ball down, but it was almost good. That one. Fuel gets it up and good. So it is 27-0. Chickasha on top. Minute 1 to go in the third quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break. Come back for more. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
With you as the Boomers now.
It's time for your John Bull
Fighting Chicks. They punch on a 5-play, 44-yard drive capped off by an 11-yard touchdown run by Cade Rayburn, the quarterback, on the keeper. Boomers will sit to receive. Fuel will have the wind behind him. He's booted these into the end zone for touchbacks in previous situations. See if he does the same here. As gets set. And that one is a good boot. A little shorter, but still going to carry into the end zone for the touchback. And the Boomers will take over first and 10 after the 20. Because of that last drive, you had a first down made. You pushed it out of the 3-yard line, but unfortunately had the fumble on the speed option.
And then after that, Tyler, Chickasha so explosive on that drive there. Seems like any time they run, it's just explosive to the end zone.
That goes to Darren Shell Owens. He was fantastic running. Chickasha in the gun. Boomers trips to the far side, across the far side, I should say, with the handoff the long up the gut, fights out of the tackle, gets past the 20, but only going to get a few yards out of that. Good effort, but gets 2 before his troubles.
Had the early momentum there, just unfortunately spun out and tackled before he could get the forward progress.
Chickasha very elite at giving you what seems to be gaps, and they just got a linebacker waiting.
Just closes it down.
So second and 8 for the Boomers. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. They do have to get a playoff here. Partner gun trips to the far side. And they'll hand off, get a long hole opened up to the 30. 35 balls over, man, at the 35. Finishes the run for a big first down. and gets to the 37-yard line, and there it was finally. Moved up that side.
An explosive play there for the Boomers. You know, you like to see him bouncing off his defenders and still going.
That's the way he does. Put all that weight for a reason. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Boomers have first and 10 and their own 37. Let's see if they get a playoff or not. They don't have to run a play here. This Carter will be in gun. Trips the
No, they're just going to let it.
Guys, yep, they'll run it down to the end of the third. So the Boomers will go into the third. The ball, but trailing. We'll see if they can put together the drive. Step aside, come back for the fourth quarter. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's longest-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire, at 2220 Main in Woodward.
Are you searching for that perfect special attire? Look no further than Top Cat formal wear and accessories at 808 Main Street in Woodward. Top Cat has a beautiful line of bridal, special occasion, and prom dresses to choose from. With no two dresses alike, you'll always get that special look. They guarantee the perfect fit for tuxedos at no extra cost and carry men's wear for all your needs. Visit TopCatFormal.com or call 580-256-2888 to book your appointment now. Store hours are 10 a.m. through 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and by appointment only on Saturday. Top Cat also offers layaway. Let Top Cat help you shine on your special day.
We begin the fourth quarter. Brewers trail 27-0, but they're trying to put together a drive. East Lawn just had a 2-yard run for a first down. Brewers have it at their own 37. Carter will be gun, trips to the near one to the far. Carter back to pass with the win. Has time in the pocket. Now escapes as it breaks down. Takes forward and dives to the 40-yard line. Not bad.
Douglas Fisher.
Yeah, he took. Well, if he took the shot at the end of that play or what, he's down.
Looks like he might be cramping up out there.
His heart beat as he pops right up. He's kind of holding his chest a bit, or his gut, I should say, actually. It does pop up. Gain of 3 initially for Cash Carter on the scramble. Did have a clean pocket there for a moment, just nothing was open downfield. As play clock down to 9, Boomer's just now getting into it. 5 on the play clock. You gotta get your playoff. I don't think they realized it didn't reset, or they had already reset, but sure enough. That's the flag. Game. Yeah, they didn't realize that it didn't. It had already reset, I guess. What I'm trying to say. We were down to 0. Coaches, I don't think Woodward coaches realize it. They're kind of confused as everybody's going to push the line.
It's a little frustrating.
So you lose your game of 3. It's actually going to be now a second and 13. Carter in the gun. Long behind. Trips in here, one to the far. Pressure coming potentially for Chickasha. Back to pass is Carter. He sees pressure immediately. They had some unblocked guys, and he just tries to pitch it out to Ace Long. That was a forward pass. I don't know why they let that one play off. There's a shovel option. Maybe that's why Ace has a fielder way deep and does.
They're saying incomplete now.
That's the proper call because it was a forward pass. It wasn't received. Ace essentially dropped it, which is probably the right decision, as he would have lost at least 5 or 6 yards. So that's 3rd and long upcoming for the Boomers. 13. Have the first down, but now you got to get near midfield to the 47 at least for the first down. As Coach Boulders won the attention pass for Chickasha, but I don't think he saw that ball was in the air. It was a forward shovel pass. Carter in the gun, trips the near one to the far side, long behind. Chickasha looks like not bringing pressure, snap low. Carter has to go to the ground.
Oh, man.
Put the knee down, trying to pick it up. That is unfortunate because he had to field that at his toes. So didn't even get a crack at it. And they'll bring up 4th and long for the Boomers. They will have to bunt. Just go to those little things we talk about. You get that penalty of the delay of game, and that puts you in dire straits.
It's back to one of those things, Tyler, that anything can go wrong is going wrong.
Chickasha now putting it back forward, punt long, ready to receive it. Snap on target. Puts boot into it, with the wind behind him. Go carry the punt. It'll be returnable though. As Billy, there is a chick, breaks out of the tackle, now cuts it up across the 40 to the 45, cuts it back near midfield.
Got a flag.
Flag does come down there near the end of the return. Back by Casey.
Pushing him out of bounds is going to be Case and Warren, so.
That flag could have been in the area. Maybe walking back or chop blocks in there.
Right at the 50-yard line.
We'll take over with 10:22 to go. And as a hold, they'll say on the Fighting Chicks and back them up from that midfield spot. I imagine probably Chickasha going to be focused on continuing to work this clock, trying to make time tough on the Brewers.
10:22 left to go here.
The ball is going to be on the 39-yard line for Chickasha, so we'll be down to 49 and back it up 10. That's where the Fighting Chicks will take over. Rayburn in the gun, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far and up back. And then backfield's Harrell. Harrell takes the snap. And the handoff inside, bounces out, has a hold to the 50, 45 down the sideline, the 40, and out of bounds finally.
A lot of speed there on the outside.
And we talk about, Pete, we mentioned in the pregame, we mentioned at halftime, doesn't matter which running back they're handed off to, they've got
the
speed.
Outside edge is the go-to.
And James Harrell, another big run.
Now, he would have eventually been met somewhere and pushed out of bounds, but trekking him down was Mason Bourne. Almost had a hand on him, but he's just too fast.
A 25-yard scamper by Harrell on first down.
Wow.
First and 10 at Boomer territory at the 36. Rayburn in the gun, 2 receivers on each side. Man in the backfield still Harrell. Man will go with motion behind them. They'll flip it out to him, catch deep in the backfield. Has Brewer though, cuts it up to the 30. Big shot by Mason Bourne. Yeah, goodness. Wow. Went down quick. Then the receiver still a gain though by Bladen Fuel, the kicker, and also receiver. Ultimately, after all that, does get 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. That was a violent shot at the end by Case Bourne.
Wow.
Ball inside the 30 at the 29 for the Fighting Chicks. 2 receivers each side. Running back in the backfield looks to be Harrell and Allen.
This one off the 13.
They give it to the freshman Hamill. He gets strung out though. He's going to be taken out of bounds by Mason Boring. And a great job by the safety to come up and make the play.
So they'll go left to right, now back to left.
Yeah.
Mason.
I think they gave Hamill forward progress to the 29 to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Thought he was going to be for a loss, not the case.
Good job there by the Boomers.
3rd and 3. Boomers trying to come up with a stop, backed into their own territory. Rayburn in the gun, trips to the far side, 1 to the near. He'll look back to the sideline for the call as run the play clock down to 10. Harrell's in the backfield with him. Play clock down to 5. Showing some pressure. The handoff inside to Harrell. He'll bounce it out. He has room across the 25, finishes the run near the 20 and gets the first down. The Boomers did a good job to plug up what looked like was the initial hole, but Harrell found the cutback to the outside. And that is a first down at the 21 for the Fighting Chicks, as it's a gain of 8. And Harrell's just got some great vision and has seen that a few times now. 1st and 10 at the Boomer 21 for Chickasha. Trips the far side, 1 to the near. Clock down to about 8 minutes in the ball game. Chickasha definitely taking their time on each snap. Rayburn takes the snap, takes the handoff. QB Power has some blocks, gets across the 15, down close to the 10, and gets tackled there.
The O-line is definitely doing a great job of blocking. I can see it from here, man. They're pushing our guys left and right.
Yeah, and that's an initial push. We talk about people with that size up front. Cecil Robinson, the big center, 310 pounds, 6'2".
11-yard line.
First down. It is a first down for Chickasha as they get exactly what they need, 10 yards. This will be first down at the 11. Rayburn, shotgun, trips to the far, 1 to the near. Harrell's still the running back with him. They're showing the 4-man front. Not pressuring on the edges. Snap taken by Rayburn.
This method too.
Flat, trying to find Dominguez. Dominguez makes a move, tries to
Jason Bourne, another big sack.
Bourne, as Pete's saying there, does chase him down. Tried to come over the top with the punch to force it out.
I'd like to see the touchdown saving tackle though.
Gain of 8 on first down. Sets up a 2nd and 2 from before. Dominguez really speedy in his own right. Rayburn again will be in the gun. Trips to the far side from the 4. Snap taken. Handoff going to be inside. Boomers try to blow it up again. Harold bounces it out. Has space. Going for the edge. Ball comes out at the goal line, and Chickasha falls on it for the touchdown. It looked like, I believe, Cooper Littall put the lick on Harold right at the goal line. Unfortunately, Boomers couldn't fall on it as Chickasha comes up with the recovery for the touchdown.
Man. Just when you thought the Boomers were going to have a shot of covering it in the end zone, another Chickasha fighting Chick just comes over the top.
Couldn't catch the number on that. But in all, a 7-play, 61-yard drive officially for Chickasha as they extend their lead here midway through the 4th quarter. Fewell on for the extra points. Snap down, ball is up, and that one is going to be good. As the lead goes to 34-0 now over the Boomers. Chickasha completing that drive. As we talked about, 8:15 to go in the ball game. The Boomers will have another chance after this break. You're listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
A tree can be a warrior, battling global challenges with greater courage. A tree can be a solution, cleaning our air, supporting our communities, and protecting our wildlife. A tree can be noble, growing hope in every corner of the world. That's why now is the time for trees. Millions of trees. Join our planting movement at arborday.org.
Boomer Football. Rally Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as the Boomers trail 34-0. Chickasha punches in another touchdown. This one from 4 yards out. Bit of an awkward play as James Harold found the bounce, if you will, to the outside.
Where the hardest thing to do
looked like came up with a big hit to force a fumble, but Chickasha fell on it in the end zone for the touchdown. As Fewell ready to try to kick it, and for the 3rd time, I believe. Yep, counter up to 3. Ball falls off the tee with that wind gust.
That wind is still whipping.
It is. I mean, Pete, that thing it hasn't slowed down since we got here.
Yeah.
As Pete roughed it on the sideline doing yeoman's work. Short kick by the Fewell, and then Dawson Heckert trying to field it. Bobbles it, but does go out of bounds. So the Boomers will get the possession.
What, should be 30-yard line?
The 30, maybe the 29, as he was an up man on that kick return. See, yep, 29-yard line is where Woodward will take over here in the 4th quarter. 8:10 to go. They'll try to find some momentum. Whether it be for the end of this game or for just going forward next week, as they will be on the road again. Another district contest against John Marshall. It's a Thursday night game. We'll have that here on Z92. It's Cash Carter in the gun. Takes the snap. Looking to hand off to Stinnett. And Stinnett trying to find some room. Not much doing there. As he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nothing much off the go.
Number 58, Sky Walker.
Back to Stinnett. Might be pulling ace long for the night just to kind of make sure he stays healthy. It's a key guy. You do not want to lose. That's Carter will be the gun. Trips to the far side. Step behind him. Back to pass. This Carter. Going out to the near side. Sits up. Has some time. Now he's got to scramble back. Up downfield, and he'll get sacked back at the 20. A loss of 9 on the sack. Had the time, just didn't have anything open downfield. He didn't want to force it.
Yeah, the O-line was holding up good up there on the, believe on the right side, but as soon as Carter came across to the left and started working on the left side, there was just too much room that opened up, and that allowed the defense to come through for the sack.
So 3rd and very long for the Boomers. He trips the far side, one to the air, Carter in the gun. Chickasha bringing the pressure. He tries to throw it out to Stinnett. It's behind the line. It's a backwards pass. It's on the ground. Who's got it?
The Fighting Chicks do.
People, and sure enough, they say Chickasha's got it. And that's inside the 10. It was a little swing pass intended for Stinnett, but it was behind the line of scrimmage, so it became a live ball when Stinnett couldn't come up with the catch. And Chickasha does recover.
Yikes.
As they will take over 1st and 10, late 4th quarter, and this one really slipping away, unfortunately. So goal to goal for the Chicks at the 9. So they extended the lead, they'll look to punch in another one. Rayburn will come out, lead the offense. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far and out back. As well as the Chickasha man, the backfield needs to be Harold. Rayburn takes it off, hands off up the middle to Harold. Boomers do a good job to initially stuff it. Only about a gain of 1 for Harold. There's that time to make sure he didn't have an outlet to bounce out, to cut it outside. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Getting near 6 minutes to go, and Chickasha will not be in any rush on any of these snaps. Very much taking their time.
I wouldn't be surprised if they took it down to the play clock each snap. I think that's what they're going to do, Tyler.
They're under 10, yep, to your point. Not even looking like they're going to snap yet. Down to 5 finally. Man goes in motions. Dominguez cross formation. They hand it off inside to Harrell. He's moving the feet, gets to the 5, gets taken down.
Wrapped up. Cooper Beener.
And yep, sure enough, Cooper Beener, as I heard Pete call there on the tackle. Good tackle by him in the open field.
Good eye, Pete.
Still only about a 4-yard gain for Harrell, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5 now. Clock down to 5:45 left in the ball game. And as Cody mentioned last snap, Chickasha essentially going to try to run this down and milk it as much as possible, though, and they've got the score to their side and the field position to their side. Rayburn in the gun, 2 to the far, 2 to the near. Man, the backfield's new running back now. They hand it off inside. He's trying to fight for it, not getting much. Maybe getting a yard. The Boomers do come up with the stop on 3rd down. That was Keaton McPherson.
It's going to be 4th and 3, Tyler, but, you know, 4th and goal.
So about a gain of a yard. Sets up that 4th and goal, as you mentioned. And I imagine Chickasha might just try to go for it, knowing if you don't get it, you have at least pinned the Boomers deep in their own territory. Bless you, by the way.
Thank you, thank you.
Play clock's down to 10. As it looks like Chickasha might run this out fully and then take a timeout.
This,
you have to take one in this quarter.
This cold weather's starting to get to me, Tyler.
We're starting to get there. Overnight low is going to get down to 40 and be a bit chilly. And sure enough, that's what Chickasha does, though. They take it down and then take the timeout.
Their first of the half.
As that they pretty much milk the clock 2nd half, knowing at least start the half they've had the control. So textbook there by Coach Mulder in terms of strategy. Say, hey, we've got the lead. You're going to milk all these plays out. We want to give you an update if you haven't checked in on K101 yet with the OSU-Kansas State broadcast. Oklahoma State does lead 29-21, 8:56 to go in that one. They've held the lead for much of the game. Got out to a fast start again. That broadcast with Dave Hunziker is on K101 right now. And on top of that, CJ Montgomery and the rest of the crew keeping you up to date on scores going on in the Tri-State for high school football action. My man Kate Kenny was in Winoka tonight as they hosted Timberlake. It looks like Timberlake has won that game 52-26 and have taken it. Looks like Canadian Texas right now, they've got their first district contest going. And they've been rolling. They are up 39-14 on Children's. Excuse me. 56-14, 2:25 left in the game. That was a few minutes ago. So Canadian, the Cats rolling. As Chickasha out of the timeout now, we'll go for the power set here. It looks like for
here they go.
Kay Wakewood. He'll punch it in on 4th and goal. The sophomore, the backup quarterback. Kay Wakewood gets it in from 4 yards out.
Wow.
And that is a touchdown for Chickasha on 4th goal. And it's just Dakota, it's line up everybody big, put them in tight, and you just let your quarterback go to work.
I'm not going to lie, Tyler, there's not a whole lot you can do to stop that. I mean, it's once in a great while you may stop that, but
It's
not
a
this
tough
size.
one. Yeah, it's tough. Especially when you got the size up front like Chickasha. So they were
355 pounds.
And the extra point coming from Fuel into the win.
Man, almost got a hand on that one.
Yeah, that's Dawson Eck coming off the side. But PAT is good. Chickasha leads extends their lead to 41-0. 40 now to go in the ball game. Boomers will get another crack at it offensively. And a few more chances at some reps. Going into next week. One team, I believe, one team, each team between John Marshall and Woodward searching for their first win of the season next week and first district win. As John Marshall took on Shawnee in a non-district contest last check. They were trailing 27-0 on the road. Big final in 4A1 as Clinton Weatherford, the Custer County conflict. Clinton 17-0, the winners over the Eagles tonight. They're in Weatherford, so that's a big one. As Clinton holds their lead at top of the
it's time for your John
Oak City last week. Last night defeated Cash for 5-0. It's on for the kickoff. Fuel into the win. This one's going to be a pooch kick short to Heckert. He'll field it at the 30, gets to the 35, and gets pushed back there. Good open field tackle by Chickasha on Heckert.
Taking the stop for your fight, 6, number 7.
We'll take over 35 with 4:35 to go. We'll see Cash Carter lead the offense back onto the field. Matthew Stent probably still out there running back. That is the case. And skill position wise and line wise, a lot of the second group in. Carter will have 2 receivers there, 2 to the far, still in the backfield. Chickasha showing a 7-man front, snap handoff inside. Stent just nothing doing as that one blown up by the Chicks. Getting across the line first there. Jonathan Mullins. So that is a big loss back to the 29-yard line. They initially spotted at the 33, so it's a 4-yard loss on first down. Second and 14, 4 minutes to go in the ball game for the Boomers. Trips receivers to the far side, one to the near. Snap taken, fakes the handoff to Carter, trying to get to the edge, and a man on him breaks the tackle, still fight out, but gets swarmed eventually at the 20-yard line, another loss. And it looked like it was going to have some to the far side, but again, Chickasha just breaking through there and getting that initial contact for loss.
6, number 52,
There's a 3rd and 22, Logan Palisano, the senior. As it'll be 3rd and 22 from the 23, we're going to have to get to the 33. Snap taken by Carter, hands off inside Stennett, finds a little bit of room, gets back to the line of scrimmage and tries to fight forward, but 4 guys going to be on him as soon as he gets about 2 yards upfield. And that'll bring up a 4th and 20 for the Boomers.
Number 40, Jonathan.
Say the ball comes out, but
I think he was down.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down, they say.
So that's about right, because he was still game tagged a little there to get back to the line of scrimmage. Ace Long will be on to punt this one with the win. Under 3 minutes to go. Chickasha, I'm sure when they get back, will try to milk that clock. Wow. This is a sky high.
That's great.
Carrying some good hang time and a good roll afterwards. Now Hamill trying to chase it down, maybe filled it. Ooh, thought about touching it, faked out the Boomers.
I thought he touched it there for a second, close. Tyler, but.
Good punt though from Ace, flips the field onto the 20-yard line where Chickasha will take this over after the roll. They got the lead well in hand with just 2:28 to go.
Probably just run it out is my guess.
That's going to be their goal. As they showed that last drive for just 9 yards ago, they put in their subs as well. As new quarterback for the Fighting Chicks is going to be, I believe, McPherson maybe. Nope, excuse me. McPherson will be the running back. That looks to be Javier Anito, the freshman. 150 will be the quarterback. As McPherson will be with him, they'll hand off. McPherson bounces outside. He's got a little bit of a hole. Gets to the 30. Gets past the 30. That'll be a first down.
Number 5, Keegan McPherson.
McPherson runs strong as well. They've got backs for days.
Receiving the
As
handoff
McPherson gets to the 33-yard line, 13-yard gain.
from Javier Nito.
Nito in the gun. 2 receivers there, 2 to the far. Way back for Chickasha. As they'll hand it off to him, he'll find a little bit of hole. A good tackle down by the Boomers. Couldn't see who that was getting in on initially.
That's going to be Josiah Beza.
Getting in on it. The handoff carried by Kylan Miller, freshman for Chickasha. Brings up a 2nd and 10. No gain on the play officially. As Beza in on it. And now McPherson comes back after being subbed out for a play, and we've had maybe an equipment issue. As Nito looks to the sideline, clock under 2 minutes. He's going to run down the play clock under 10 seconds. 2 receivers far, 2 to the near. Mentioned McPherson back in. Showing the 4-man front, snap handoff. McPherson trying to find a hole, gets across the line of scrimmage to the 35. Does gain a few as he gets to the 37-yard line.
Number 5, Keegan McPherson with the carry for your Fighting Chicks.
And 7 for Chickasha. Down to that 15 now. Yeah, Chickasha just knowing they're going to run that clock. Essentially unfortunate for Boomers if they do force the punt. They'll only get it back in about 20 seconds or so. As Nito will be in gun, 2 receivers each side. McPherson still in the backfield. Play clock down to 4. Nito takes snap, hands off to McPherson, has a bit of a hole, cuts it up, gets across the 40, gets to the 50, or excuse me, gets to the 45. Gets tackled at the 46 as the first down for Chickasha. That's only needed a gain of 8. And now they have a chance to run this clock out officially. The Boomers unfortunately could not come up with the stop on 3rd and 7. Game clock's down to 40 seconds, play clock's down to 20. Chickasha essentially just need this one out. The Boomers unfortunately going to fall to 0-6 on the season. Chickasha going to be 3-3, 2-1 in district play after the win. As we mentioned, the Boomers will be on the road against John Marshall next week, and Nito does.
Well, this will be the last play.
Yep, and that is the last play officially, as there's the kneel down. And that will be the ball game. Chickasha is going to take it 41-0 tonight over the Boomers.
We'll be here Thursday night to play the Oak City Oaks.
Go ahead, step aside real quick for break, come back with some post-game wrap. You're listening to Real Football on Z92.
Life never stops moving. Between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect, you can lose track of the miles and focus on what really matters, the memories made along the way. Stop in today at 2220 Main in Woodward to see your local Michelin dealer, Pipe Lanes Tire.
For more than 20 years, Northwest Glass has served Northwest Oklahoma with all their glass and door needs, including vehicle and equipment, windshield replacements and chip repairs, rekeying locks, and window and door repairs and installations. Call 256-4324 or stop by 611 Texas Avenue for all your glass and door needs. Good luck, Boomers.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Oklahoma.
This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Everyone can help keep our roads safe. In my truck, I'll remember to follow at a safe distance. When you need to merge in front of a truck, please leave plenty of space. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
And welcome back to Boomer Football on Z92. Dakota Lander, Pete Riley, Tyler Riggs with you as we do have a final here tonight. Chickasha fighting Chicks taking 41-0 over the Boomers as they turn it on in the second half, led 20-0 at the half, and then really just closed them out in the second half. Was again the running game proved too much, and Dakota just offensively could not find the rhythm.
Yeah, Tyler, you're right. Just could not find the rhythm at all. I don't know if it has to do with the new change in quarterback and the new offense we got going on, but it just feels like it wasn't a normal game for the offense. We thought we had a rhythm coming in, and it just kind of fell apart in the second half.
And Pete, from your bench, one thing that you said you watched in that second half was really trying to get that line play a bit better. It seemed like Cash Carter had some clean pockets, but unfortunately it seemed like Bethany turned up the, or not Bethany, Chickasha turned up the coverage. Yeah.
Oh.
Nope, may have
lost right there.
Okay. Anyways, but because that's what it seemed like up here, that they just really coverage-wise dialed in.
Yep.
Despite some clean pockets for Cash Carter. Well, do want to remind you that, again, the Boomers will be playing on Thursday night next week. They actually go back-to-back weeks Thursday night. First against John Marshall next week on the road. Then they'll come back home for their last non-district contest against Cashin. That'll be the 19th, the 12th, and the 19th there for the Boomers. Back-to-back Thursday nights. Of course, we're still going on tonight. Getting into really down the stretch, late fourth quarter, pretty good game. Oklahoma State leading Kansas State right now 29-21. Traditionally that here on Z92, but K101 carrying that broadcast tonight with the Boomer game going on. And CJ Montgomery also wrapping up scores in the Tri-State as well. And Kate Kinney wrapped up his coverage from Winoka. He was there for Winoka Timberlake. Excuse me, the region Jeff Hickman at Fairview as well. Giving us some great updates, and so definitely tune in to the last bits of coverage for that. As far as the rest of the weekend here on Z92, Dallas Cowboys will be in action, so they'll have that broadcast on Z92 as pregame will begin about 15 minutes before they get underway. They are the Sunday night game against the San Francisco 49ers this week. A great rivalry to watch out for in that one. And of course, as far as Big 12 action tomorrow, big one on the slate. Oklahoma, Texas going at the Red River rivalry game, the final one of the Big 12, getting underway at 11 o'clock. Kickoff will be at 11 o'clock. Pre-game coverage at 9 o'clock. You can catch that one also on K101. Do want to thank our great sponsors before we get out of here one more time. As I think High Plains Tire, gold sponsor of the Boomer Coaches Show with us. Top Cat Formal Wear and Accessories, Divine Stationery, Klein Mechanical, Northwest Glass, Great Plains National Bank, and Long Shots Bar and Grill. A Coaches Show host cannot do it without them. Not only supporting, allowing us to bring you this coverage, but supporting Woodward schools directly. Cannot thank them enough. For everybody back at the station, Sean Miller, Kathy Reese, CJ Montgomery, Sean Kelly, all doing a fantastic job. Usually our Representative Carl Dewey helping out with Frank, which was he was in Stillwater tonight, and Chris Eubanks as well. But then Cade Kenny, we mentioned him. Very much appreciate Cade's help on K101. The man back at the board, doing a fantastic job as always. Mr. Rance Bay.
Oh yeah. Appreciate
very much. Shout out to Boomer TV. If you watched on there, we thank you very much for that. Chris Collin brought a whole crew tonight for that, included Mr. Pete Riley, who helped us on the sidelines tonight, did a great job. We appreciate him. Dakota, hey, Let's do it again next week, John Marshall. See if the Boomers can get on the board. They're in a interesting district contest.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a drive, but nothing we can handle.
Hey, it's part of the deal. So we'll see if the Boomers can take on the Bears next week, as both those teams looking for their first wins of the season. Well, folks, again, if you tuned in tonight and stuck through it, we very much appreciate you. Look forward to having you next week. And everybody, have a great weekend. You've been listening to Boomer Football on Z92.
You've been listening to Woodward Boomer Sports on News Talk Sports Z92. Follow the Boomers all season long right here on 92.3 FM